Be Lifing podcast. Yeah, that's right. It is another Thursday night. This is the Life Be Lifing podcast hosted by your favorite coach's favorite coach, your favorite fat freckle man, the big dog himself. Who? Coach Nah, Big Nah, whichever you want to call him. Just make sure you spell the Nah and I. You heard me? And tonight we have one of my homies, my one of my go-tos. You know what I'm saying? The multi-talented, the multi-hat wearing author, podcaster, you know what I'm saying, curator, and not just any curator, Taya, the curator. You heard me?
Hey, I'm back.
You got to get to the podcast, or else I could have listed all her accolades. We don't have that much time. Okay, she does a lot, wears a lot of hats. She gets a lot of things done on top of being a supportive friend. All right.
Aw.
Um, that can't get enough mention.
Aw.
Uh, that being said, how
Ditto.
are you? How are you doing this week?
I'm doing all right. Today was kind of weird, but I'm doing all right.
Heavy on the weird. I get that. It's been a lot of weird
Well,
going on.
I don't know if you know about Mercury in retrograde, but that's definitely going on right now until March 20th.
They put
So,
Mercury in the
and
Gatorade.
yeah, Mercury in retrograde is
Mm.
crazy. It's like a lot of weird stuff be happening, like communication wise. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, for example, somebody, a pharmacy delivered the a medication to my house to the wrong address, right? It
Mm-hmm.
was my number address, but a different block. So, I'm going through this brain fog thing. That's a whole nother story. I meant to call the pharmacy and say, hey, y'all brought it to the wrong person. I took a picture of the bag with the number and everything and forgot. So, anyway, I left it outside on the porch, right? So, I was in here. Somebody knocked on the door. And then I seen them like go over on the side. So I'm assuming that they took the medication because they realized they brought it to the wrong address. But then at the same time, Amazon said they delivered something to me that I didn't get. So I
Hmm.
don't know if Amazon dropped something off. Like it's weird. I don't know what happened, but the medication not there no more. So that's what I mean. Like just weird stuff. I
That
don't
is
know.
wild. That's
I
a
don't know what
weird.
happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't got no answer for that neither.
Yeah,
That's
like
super wild.
they saying they delivered it, but there's no package outside and the medication gone. So
Damn.
did the pharmacy come and get the medicine, or did
Right.
Amazon come and somebody took my package and the medicine? Like I don't know.
That's crazy. Um, that's crazy.
So yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So the weird happenings, you know what I'm saying, according to Ty, could be attributed to the Mercury being in retrograde.
Listen, man, it's real.
I'm not gonna pretend I know what that means, but I'm gonna defer to her wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people
That's
just know
basically what it
things that
means.
you
It's
don't.
like a certain thing that goes on in the atmosphere, and it's like they tell you like not to do no big purchases and stuff like that because it's like a communication situation.
Mm, mm. So what that suggestion is to keep
All
you
right,
from
wait a minute. Hold on.
oh you go to
Mercury
school.
retrograde is a 3 week, 3 times a year optical illusion where Mercury appears to move backwards in the sky because Earth passes it in orbit. So, astrologically, this period is associated with communication breakdowns,
Mm-hmm,
travel delays, technical
mm-hmm.
glitches, and the need for reflection rather than starting new projects.
Hmm. Interesting. I've never actually heard the breakdown. I see people talk about it all the time, but I've never heard the breakdown on it before.
Yeah,
That's
technology
interesting.
glitches, communication breakdowns, real thing. Some people don't think it's a real thing, but every time it's going on, this is what happens. So I'm like, it gotta be a real thing because
You be peeping it, huh?
right, it's like every time this happens, you know, it's weird stuff going on. Not with a lot of people, and a lot of people will tell you like, "Yo, this is crazy."
Okay, okay. All right, double checking the YouTube feed to make sure that our folks can see us recorded in real time. Speaking of, technology breakdowns, try to make sure that ain't happening in the middle of the show. Speaking of communication breakdowns, trying to make sure our folks on Facebook can access the live. One of these days, maybe Facebook will finally shine its face on me and show me grace and allow me to go live from Facebook again. I'll never understand what the big jam in that was, lifers. I'll never understand why they switched things up and allowed me to go live, but only kept it private so that only I could see it. Like, as in, what's the point in that? Like, what's the point of going live and only you could watch it? I don't know where it came from. I don't know who made the decision, but such is life. And, keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? All that means is that the party had to move over to YouTube exclusively. But you know what I'm saying? That being said, I ain't gonna hold the conversation up too much further. So for those of you, and it's old news now, right? Because our attention spans are so short. We're always something new coming out, in the news cycle, and something on social media. But there was a riveting, shall we say, conversation that involved the actor known as Clifton Powell. What I mean, you might know him as Pinky from Friday, or what I'm saying, that's one of his most famous roles. He's played a lot of different roles. I ain't gonna like I can't spend all the time listing all the ties, accolades. I can't spend the time listing all his roles. He is a prolific actor, man. Let's just keep it a beam. There was a
Don't
conversation.
cover his mother. I don't care what I said.
There was a conversation with him and some other men. It was a men only conversation, and during the conversation, it went left. It famously went left, um, because
Oh
the
yeah.
conversation of, you know, um, I guess the breakdown between black men and black women trying to love each other, and the fact that uh, how to word it properly. Help me out here, Ty. How to word it properly. Um,
Well, he basically was talking about, he just learned how to love. Let's just get to it. He just
yeah,
learned how to love at 69 years old, and all this, he had two marriages, and all this
yeah.
time he thought that he was loving correctly, and now at this age he's learning that he was not. He also expressed that he's never been monogamous. Um, and then the young man Joseph, then it triggered him. The
Apparently,
conversation triggered him.
yeah, yeah. Because it started off with Joseph already. The clip that I
Yeah,
saw started off with Joseph already in his bag about how he hadn't
right,
talked to his pop in years, and
right.
yeah, that response from Clifton Powell about just learning how to love late in his 60s, like you said, two marriages and later, you
Hmm.
know. That as you said, it triggered the young man Joseph, and he started talking about black women are tired, and all this other kind of stuff, and I don't want to run over that as to be dismissive of the fatigue that black women experience.
Well,
Just to be
I'm a black
clear,
woman.
but I was about to say, but what I'm going to admit is I don't need to have a conversation with a homosexual male about black women being tired. I can have that conversation with black women.
Right.
And I think that sometimes it gets downright problematic
Hmm.
when homosexual black men feel as though they are the voice of black women.
Hmm.
You are not, sir.
Hmm.
You
No,
can empathize, you
no,
know what I'm saying? You can
no.
stand in the gap for it. Of course, nothing's wrong with those things. A heterosexual black man could do the exact same things,
Hmm.
but you are not the voice
Mm-mm.
of the black woman.
No.
And I will not
We didn't
regard
ask
you as
you. We
such.
didn't ask y'all to speak for us.
And I will not
We
regard
do
you as
very well in
such.
speaking for ourselves. We didn't ask you to speak for us.
So it's no
Um,
need. It's no need to jump down a black man's throat like on a very personal level. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to take up for the girls, and you feel away like you feel hit. Don't do that. But more to the Clifton Powell thing, because Ty, you actually put a post up that was that really made a point. So I definitely had to go back to that. So do me a favor and drop that for us, the summary for us, because it was
I get all the
kind of
summary.
long to read.
So what I was saying is that when Jada Pinkett Smith said that she just learned how to love at 50, right? She
Mm-hmm.
got out of smoke. How could you say you just learned how to love? You're married. That's disrespectful to your husband to say you just learned how to love, right?
Right.
And then when Clifton Powell said he just learned how to love at 69, he's not married anymore, but he had two marriages. A lot of people, I personally witnessed a lot of people giving them grace. And what I said is, this is one of the issues with the gender wars, is because people think that women are better than men, or the issues are different. A lot of them are the same. And the common
Mm-hmm.
issue between Jada and Clifton is being in survival mode. Both of them had to be in survival mode, and for different reasons, because there's an age difference. Clifton
Okay.
Powell grew up. We said this on the Mr. Know-It-All podcast. Clifton Powell grew up in like the 50s, so he had to deal with all the civil rights era and all that kind of stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
want to say, like, yeah, he was born like 1956 or something like that. So, he's coming up in that time. You know what I mean? And for Jada, it's my mom was on drugs and I had to fend for myself. She's not being loved by anybody. She's not being taught to love. Like, she's having to survive. She doesn't have time to love. Same for him, right? And some people never grow out of that. So what I'm
Okay.
saying is, I give grace to both of them in that situation because of knowing that they were in survival mode. But I also pray for the people who had to endure that as a
Mm-hmm.
result of them not knowing how to love. It goes both ways. Yeah, I can give you grace for just now learning, because whenever you learn, kudos. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't negate what anybody else experienced as a result of that. And that is two separate things. But we live in a world where, no, I'm going to bash you for not knowing how to love at 69 and don't give you any grace for one, being willing to learn. Because there's people that left this earth never even trying to learn how to love. And the fact that he's even willing to do so at this age, he could have been like, man, I've been like this my whole life. I'm going to stay like this. You know what I mean? Never
Okay.
learned anything different. Same with her. Hey man, I grew up rough, man. I was raised to survive, man. I'm already married. I mean, my husband already here. Learn how to love for what? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I
Mm.
said I gave grace in that situation, is because a lot of people do not know how to love. And if you were to ask people, you ask people if they know how to love, quickly they might say yes. But then if you ask them how do they love, they probably wouldn't be able to answer you. So, and it's for the same reason. If you were raised in survival mode, you probably wasn't experiencing love. You was experiencing how to survive only.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, let's run to the chat right quick before I give my quick comment on it. We got my guy Wap in the chat. What's good, brother? We got Keish in the chat. What's good? First and foremost,
Happy birthday!
happy birthday to the sponsor, my bestie. You know
My
what I'm
favorite
saying?
vendor.
Denver mom, the owner of Simply Nashay Catering. But not just happy belated birthday to her.
Oh,
Today is
Denver
the
too.
birthday of the
Yes.
podcast nephew, Denver himself. Yeah, little Denver.
Wow, flies. He won
Happy
already.
birthday,
Jeez.
nephew. Love you, man. Love you, man. We
Wow.
love you here, man. We all been, rooting for you, wanting the best for you. You know what I'm saying? As the life be life in community. So, you know what I'm saying? God bless you for on your first birthday. We hope we praying for many more. And, can't wait to have some great experiences with you, little man. Let's see what else we got in here. I understand you giving them grace, but also blaming childhood trauma after two kids in 50 years is wild to me. Mm,
I didn't say nothing about blame.
mm. You, no, but I could kind of see where that conclusion is, right? Because um things can go two ways, right? Like there's things that contribute to our issues, and then there's things that we blame our issues on. You know what I'm saying? So I could see where maybe he feels like he gets blame out of that. But no, that's not
Mm,
what you are saying. That's not.
I
I
mean,
get that's
I
not
don't
what
feel
you're
like
saying.
they were blaming on that. Like, so, all right, for example, if somebody said, what was the reason behind certain things that you did in relationships, and I say, well,
Hmm.
I had childhood abandonment issues I had to heal from. That's not me blaming what I did on that. That's giving an explanation for the root of the behavior.
Yeah,
It's two different things. It's not saying, well, you can't fault me because I had abandonment. No,
and
no.
that's why I'm saying those are
Yeah,
two different things. That's
yeah,
we completely agree.
yeah,
That's exactly what
yeah,
I'm saying. That's
yeah.
definitely two different things. But it's harder for people to see that. You know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
get it. Yeah.
It'd be harder for people to see that because people tend to run and try to blame things as
Mhm.
opposed to accepting that that's the issue. And like you said, people will leave this earth with these problems. You know what I'm saying? They never decide to try to turn it around. They never decide to try to
Right, that's what
uh
I'm saying. So
pick it
that's
up
why
and
I
get it
give
together.
grace for anybody making a change at any age. We're constantly growing. You know, it's inevitable. You know what I mean?
That's
And if you're in a situation, especially people who are married, right?
mm-hmm.
There's really no incentive a lot of time for people to change anything.
Ooh. Ooh, you think so?
Oh, I agree. Absolutely.
Mm.
See, that's the thing. Like when you
That's another
single, you
conversation right
got
there.
all this time, and you like, yeah, this is why I'm single, and this is why I'm single. But if you're in a relationship in a marriage, and that doesn't end in any way, what is your incentive to change?
Mm.
What is the incentive to change if the person is still there? What is
Taya.
the appreciating? I'm,
Taya, you tapping
so
into
before
another
I be getting in
conversation
trouble,
altogether.
I'm about to get off because you get ready to get me in trouble again as usual. But I'm just telling the truth, right?
You not
Because this is stuff
wrong.
we gotta start saying, right? Because people always be like, "Oh, I see why you single." Yeah, nobody don't say, "I see why you act the way you act in your relationship." Nobody says that
People do.
because they'll look at it and say that woman is a better woman than this woman because this woman is married and this woman is single. That's not necessarily true.
But what people will say, because people have said it to me even incorrectly, so what people will say is, "I bet your spouse is miserable. I bet your partner's unhappy."
I'm sorry, who said that?
Oh yeah, women have said
Somebody
that to
did that to
me.
you
Oh yeah,
based on what?
based on our interactions or based on how they feel, because believe it or not, there's a subsection of women who think I hate women, who think I hate women and I mistreat women. Believe it or not,
Where they get that from?
how I treat them, how I
Oh,
treat them and they chicken head friends.
oh. Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like at
Well,
the
I
end
don't
of
think he hates women, so maybe that just speaks to who I am. I don't think he hates women at all.
it, I
And
don't,
neither
and
do my
anybody
other
who
main class
actually,
of energy ladies or vibrations podcast. None of us think he hates women.
I
So
appreciate that.
that might be all. Just saying.
I appreciate that,
It's a
but it,
list of women that knows he doesn't hate women because he doesn't treat us that way. So maybe it's y'all. Just
It,
saying.
it true. I'll stamp it and say it is.
Hey,
But
just
that's
saying.
what it. But that's what it's easier to say for those individual women. It's easier for them to say Nari hates women
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to Nari don't take shit from us.
Mm-hmm.
It's way easier to say that oh, Nari is standing on this and that principle because he knows not all men are pieces of garbage
Mm-hmm.
and not all women are God's gift to men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
because they want to have conversations like really surface, because you know what we do, Ty.
Listen,
But
I don't
because they
get
want to
into this
have
conversation,
conversations really surface,
man.
and
Mm-mm.
then I kind of cut off because it's no point in arguing with a brick wall.
No.
But that's what they want to do, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna keep doing that though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna keep doing that with you once I realize that you don't want to go any further in the conversation. So I'll just let you go, like, all right, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. And because at that point, I guess you could say I become dismissive because why am I gonna keep trying to have this conversation with you?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's, oh, well, you hate black women, you hate women. Okay.
I'm really surprised to hear that.
Okay.
I've never. I
Okay.
can't even think of, even when people say crazy stuff like on your post, you don't respond to them, in a negative way, or disrespect them in any way, for anybody to be saying that you. And I'm not just saying that because you're my friend. I'm telling you the truth, because I'd be the first to be like, all right, now you starting. You know what I mean? I would say it. You know what
You
I'm saying?
would.
So
You
no. So
would.
anybody watching this is not me being biased at all. This is my real
Shoot, you
observation
would,
outside
Star
of the
would, Dana
interaction.
would, Tommy would.
Right,
You
that's
know
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying?
Outside of the personal interaction that we have, even when I witness you commenting towards women or on here, whatever, it's never, in a disrespectful way. But this just speaks to the thing that, I say this to people, right? When women be like, "Oh, these men hate women, these men hate women," and I hate to be that person, but I'm like, I don't really experience that. You know what I mean? They're like, well, why are you single then? One has nothing to do with the
Well,
other.
there's
I'm just
nothing to do with
talking
the other.
about the amount of respect that I get from black men on a daily basis who know me or who encounter me. Now, there are some men that do that. It wouldn't even matter if they encounter somebody like me. They just got a thing against women, period. But
Facts.
my point is, that is not the majority. I might say 10% of men I've encountered in the past 5 years, I felt like, regardless of who I am,
Hmm.
they just got something against women. That's minority.
I feel you on that. I
It
feel you
is.
on that. What else we got going on in
Oh
the
boy,
chat?
being a pick me, right? Mm.
I'm about to say, that's I put that clip out there. It's gonna be pick me, sure.
Nisha,
Uh, so
hey, call me
I
what you. I should have worn my shirt. I'm not a pick me, but you should pick me. But listen, no, real talk, because we got to start saying this, right? One of my
talk
homies
about
put up
it.
a post where he was saying that, you know, and it was the same thing. He was saying that women say that men don't like women, and he was like, "That's just not true. Like, it's just not true at all." He said,
It's
"But
not.
what is true is that women don't like each other, right?" And he put the post
Ooh,
up, and the women came for his neck.
I might
Oh
have to
yes,
steal
these
that one.
men don't like women. Blah 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 blah. He wound up deleting it because he was like, "I knew it was going to happen," and I said that was actually a good conversation. You know
I
what I
might have to
mean? To
steal that.
have.
I might have to steal that one.
Yeah.
Get the conversation going. Get the gunshots going. Uh,
My
but
bad, we got off track. But
no, it's cool. It's cool, and I appreciate you standing in the gap for me, not just as a friend or what I'm saying, a fellow podcaster, but what I'm saying, just somebody, a woman. Truth be told, a black woman. So
oh
let's
yeah,
see.
I would be like, nah. Sometimes you was like, you know what I mean? Like, I would say it. I'm not. It's not being biased at all. I was actually surprised to hear that anybody said that about you.
Oh
But
yeah, and plus that's one of the easier that and being gay is the easiest insults to
yeah,
throw at black men these
yeah.
days. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? The minute you don't agree with them. I agree. Change for the better is great. At any age is great. That means you find self reflection. Absolutely. Marriage, you have all the incentive to change. You're relying on one person. Listen, I'm not sure because you don't have a name here, user, but you might have to come back because I might have to bring her back for another episode to have this conversation all the way out. Because listen, I feel as though you're correct, right? You do have all the incentive to change from the aspect of like the goals of what marriage is supposed to be. But what Taya is pointing out is actually the practicality of it is that we tend to find incentive in based on what we want.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if we're already getting what we want, then there's not tons of incentive. Especially if we get to do the wrong things and still get what we want, then there's not tons of incentive. But again, this ain't the episode for that conversation, so we'll come back to that in another time. But I think it's absolutely a conversation I'm going to have to have. I'm going to have to bring somebody else single on here. I'm going to have to bring somebody else married on here, and we're going to have that conversation all the way out. Y'all got a preview. Y'all got a preview. That's what Hank would call it, a
Bring
tease
Dana
in the
on.
business. Ooh. Oh, hey, listen. All right. We'll get to work and I'll find out who my other married person is. Yeah,
But
they not gonna say they gonna act right around because that's the other thing, right? People don't want to admit that they the problem. People do not want to admit they the problem. But I have to put this on screen. The majority of black men love black women.
that's what I'm saying is
And the
very true.
misconception is
It's
crazy.
very
Bro,
true.
you're not lying. You
I
are
think it's
not
just an
lying.
easy thing to say because some people don't go outside. Like
That's a fact.
I
People
don't
too
get
people
my
getting too
love
caught
and
up in these and
validation
everything digital
off of
that they
social
want you to
media.
believe. Y'all
In
getting too
real
caught
life
up
in
in it.
these streets, people ask to open my door. In real life in these streets, if I'm carrying something heavy in the market or in the store, hey, can I get that for you?
Mm,
You want to sit here? I can stand up. That's what I get in real life from men, black men I don't even know. So in my mind, I don't agree.
hmm.
And then every time something happens, you know what I mean, pertaining to black women, people go on this rant. Oh, these black men don't like black women. Oh, black men don't protect black women. No.
Listen. Every time I hear that claim that black men don't protect black women, I always remind people to go ahead and look at the jails and look at the deaths. Look
Woo.
at look at the graves.
Listen here.
Okay? They're chock full of black men who thought that they were protecting black women one way or other. Either they was overdoing it and it led them either to the grave or to the jail cell. Either they were just and absolutely right in what they did, but it still didn't end well. Or they tried their best and that's where it landed
Hmm. Like we
them.
said, but that was the key word, majority, because there's definitely a percentage of
Oh,
some of these black men that
come
don't
on
like
now.
black women.
Come on now. Come
I
on now.
seen a lot of it today against Jasmine Crockett, but that's a whole nother story.
That's a
I
whole nother story
Venom,
too.
the
I,
the cheering on of her losing is crazy. You know what I mean? Now I got my own feelings on, why I believe, she lost. That doesn't mean I'm cheering on her losing, and that's two different things.
very, very true. Very true. Very true. Um, yeah, bro. Like this is one of my bros right here, man. So like I offer that black women especially, not for anything outside of a thank you, despite how it looks on social media. We love
We
black
love
women.
you back.
And that is honestly, and I was about to say honestly, it's mutual.
It's
Like
mutual.
there's far more of us who want each other to do well, but it's just so easy that when things don't get go our way to get caught up with the stuff that they put out there. And it's
Hmm.
so unfortunate that it's so
Hmm.
easy to be swayed by this kind of propaganda and this media that had you thinking that we hate each other and we don't want nothing good for each other. And it's kind of like if we could get the nonsense out the way, we'd be better off. But again, listen, man, that's another conversation, and
And
I
that's
ain't
what
gonna
I'm.
lie.
And this is where, you know, what I say, the gender wars.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lose lose, man.
That's what has both sides. Oh, y'all hate us. Oh, you hate us. Nah, in real life, no, it's not
No,
true.
it's not true. It's
There's
not
black
true.
men standing up for black women every day,
Every day,
every day,
every day, there's actually black women that black men could talk to.
and 87% of them voted for Kamala. So I don't understand
Uh,
the venom towards
uh.
the black men when it comes to Kamala, because 87% of black men voted for a black woman to be president.
But it's
Been
way
waiting to say
easier.
that because
It's
y'all
way
weird.
easier to believe the social media posts of guys who said they wouldn't. It's way easier to believe those. It's way easier to believe the reports that most black men said they refused to. It's way easier to believe that because it fits the narrative. And me and you always talk about narratives, man.
I hate narratives, and that's why the day that she lost, I immediately posted the stats because
Hmm.
the black women started that. Oh, don't bother us for four
Yes,
years.
yes.
Y'all just didn't want. Who is y'all?
Who was
Eighty-seven
y'all?
percent of black men voted for Kamala.
Who was y'all? Do you know
Blame
how
the
much
Latino men.
87% is?
Blame the Latino men. Blame the
Hmm.
white women. Blame the white men. Don't blame the black men for Kamala not being in office.
Blame
It's
the white
not
women y'all
on them.
kicking it with.
That little 13% wasn't going to put her in office.
It surely wasn't.
Focus on the 87. We did what we were supposed to do.
We did what we were supposed to do as a collective.
It's not on us. We backed her, despite the fact she ran a 90-day campaign. We backed her.
Okay?
Period.
Flat out. Um, but
But
it,
these
it,
false
it
narratives is what keep the gender wars going because then it's like you we always find something
always.
to use to continue the narrative of black men don't like black women or they're intimidated by black women or they don't want a black woman in office. 87%. Period.
It's what
Look
happened.
it up.
It's what happened. It's in the books. It's in the books. I mean, that's just how I be, right? Like, I it was somebody I had to tell in real life the other day because they was actually trying to tell a younger person, and I ended up having to mind somebody else's business because they was trying to explain to a younger person that that whole thing about every time black men get on and they get rich, they go get themselves a white girl, and I'm like, the majority the vast majority, we are talking 90, 97%, not 57, not 67, not 77, not 87, 97% of black millionaires
Mm-hmm.
as males are married to
Mm-hmm.
black women.
That's right. That's right.
Like, are you kidding me?
Most of the most popular people that we follow, that we
Like
follow, that's been around,
89% of
all
black
got black wives. All
89%
baby,
of black men who are
Ice
married,
Cube,
period.
like all those people got black
89%
wives.
of
Yeah.
black men who are married, period, are
Mm-hmm.
married to black women. But
Yep.
once you get to that super high earner amount,
Mm-hmm.
97. So, like, I was just kind of like, nah. Like, I had to like pull out my phone to show them where you could find it and everything. I was like, no, that's not true. Like, sorry to button y'all business, but that's completely inaccurate. And they started wanting to bring up this person and that person. And I said, I need you to understand how much and how little percentages work, right? Like, 3% of a large number looks like a large amount of people if that's all I show you. If all I show you is the 3%, you start thinking that 3% is the 90%. But if I was to show you the entire pie, like I used to do pie graphs and all that, if I was to
Mm-hmm.
show you what the rest of the pie looked like, you would be like, oh, it's not even close. But that's what propaganda and that's what media does. They show you the slice of the pie that's going to fit the narrative that they want to
Exactly.
push.
Yeah,
Just like
like
they'll sit there and show
13%.
you this amount of percent of black people is on welfare. This amount of
Mm-hmm.
black people, are raised in single homes. This amount of black men don't, raise their kids. Whatever, what I'm saying? Like we know how that goes. That's why Nari always says when people say numbers never lie, I say yes they do when you make them. Numbers
Yeah, when you
absolutely lie when you
manipulate
twist their arm.
numbers, yeah,
When
when
you
you
when you take
manipulate
away
the
the
numbers,
context, yeah,
mhm.
absolutely.
Like if somebody was like 13% of black men didn't vote for Kamala. But, oh my God, you know how many people 13% is? Yeah, but that means 87% did.
That's the thing. If you were to literally grab all 13% and put them in a room, it
Yes,
would validate those women's claims because they'd be like,
exactly.
look how many of those men didn't vote for Kamala.
That's my exactly. And that's
Look, that
exactly what
room is
happened.
full. That room is full. It's so many black men, they can't even all fit in that room. And they didn't vote for Kamala.
But
Okay.
13%
And that's
of
just the
the
13%,
voting population is a lot. But again, 87% did, which is
which is way more like, come
7
on.
times more. Like,
What are
like,
we doing?
but they
What
will
are we
focus
doing?
on the 13%. That's
And
that's the point.
and that's how
because
it
that is
goes.
what allows, as I say, there has to be a victim and a villain
And then a
in
villain.
every
Yep,
situation.
every
Kamala's the
time.
victim, black men are the villain.
That's a fact. Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Make sure to you know what I'm saying? If you ain't already subscribed, make sure. In fact, for
Yeah.
everybody, if y'all ain't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. If you liking the conversation, go ahead and smack like. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the support. Um, and of course, if you feeling like it's something other people need to hear, go ahead and share it out. Um, let's go on to
What the
the
clip of the
next,
night?
huh? I
The
was about to
clip of
say
the night.
maybe I'll say the clip of the night for the very last thing to get out of here because
Okay.
that's kind of wild. That joint was kind of
That
wild.
John is crazy. I
I ain't
can't
even
wait
gonna
to
lie.
talk about that.
That
Seriously.
joint
So
is
y'all need to
kind of
stay
wild.
around so y'all can see this clip and hear us talk about this clip.
I
So don't
I
leave
know,
if you
bro. I
want
just
to.
had to, I had to do this spiel. I realized I have to start making sure I do it every week. You know what I mean? I'm trying to learn the YouTube game. Like I ain't been here long enough, but I'm still trying to get it right. Star, what up, love?
Oh,
Welcome
she
to the
on there?
chat. Welcome to the chat.
Hey, twin. Yo, I gotta speak on that real quick, and I'm gonna make this a clip, right?
Go
Because I
ahead.
see everybody talking smack about people saying twin and all that. Me and Star been saying twin forever, but it's short for Siamese twin because we say we stuck together, right? Because everybody
Mhm.
been speaking negative, like why y'all call each other twin? Y'all don't even look alike. Da-da. You know what I mean? It's been a whole thing all week. Gilly spoke on
Really?
it and some other people. But I'm just letting y'all know when we say twin, it's short for Siamese twin because we stuck together. That's my girl. We stuck together. She ain't going nowhere, and I ain't going nowhere. Just saying. Sometimes y'all gotta look at the context of words. Everybody don't say things for the same reason. Anyway.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And by the way, I want you people to go touch grass. Go places. Go experience things. There's something called fraternal twins, man. Fraternal twins. Okay? That means that they got the same mama, same daddy, born the same day, and they don't look alike.
Man, they blew this joint up. He talking about, yeah, it'd be somebody broke. Talking about, hey, twin. Yeah, don't call me twin. I ain't your twin. Don't put your broke energy on me. I'm like, is it that serious? Because I
Damn.
don't think anybody ever meant it literally. Like,
I I I I ain't know it was, yeah, I'm with you. I didn't know it was that serious. I
I
didn't even
was
know
like,
people was
I'm
upset
like,
about it.
yo, we literally been saying this for ages.
I ain't know people was upset about it. I ain't gonna hold you.
Not that it would be anything wrong with anybody thinking that we look alike, because but
Fair enough.
it's short for Siamese twin, see, meaning we stuck together.
And y'all do say that, so I
Yeah,
vouch that
we just
you
shorten
you
it to
been
twin
said
because we're
that.
not gonna be like, hey, Siamese twin. No,
Right,
we just say, hey, twin.
right. I mean, damn, I ain't no twin. Y'all get offended about everything, huh? Folks
Listen,
get
I
offended
made a
by
video. I was
everything.
like, I ain't know this was a thing.
I ain't no twin offended, folks.
Why y'all
Golly,
saying twin? Y'all don't even look alike. One skinny, one big. This and I'm like, damn, I feel attacked now. But you know what I'm saying? Hey,
damn, twin, lighten up, twin.
right. What's the big deal?
Sheesh.
They must never seen Danny DeVito on Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Your hands were so messy. Oh, pause, star. What was you in there
That's an
doing, girl?
old movie.
That is an old movie.
Twins.
Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all wasn't outside
They
for
can call
Arnie and
themselves
Danny
twins. We can
DeVito was
call ourselves
twins.
twins.
Y'all wasn't outside for twins. Y'all wasn't outside for
They
big.
ain't was nothing alike. One was tall, one was short, bald,
Yep.
accent. One didn't have an accent. And the movie was called Twin.
Twins.
So all
Yep.
y'all talking smack about Twin must have never saw that. I never saw that movie.
Y'all wasn't
Just saying. Y'all
outside.
wasn't outside when we was outside.
Y'all wasn't outside for twins. That's crazy. What a throwback. Same thing I said. Same thing I said, Star. Same thing I said.
Exactly.
Fraternal twins is a
Hey,
thing.
Twin.
That would let you know people don't get nowhere, don't go nowhere, don't meet people, don't do nothing. They just take what they hear from word of mouth. They don't experience life.
Yeah, and brought up. Don't put your negative energy on me saying we twins. And I'm like,
I didn't know twin meant all that, man. I really
what?
didn't.
I'm
eating
okay.
crabs and drinking wine while listening. Okay, okay. You life be life in
Vibe.
it in style. Okay, I ain't
That's
mad
the
at that.
vibe. That's the vibe.
I ain't mad at that. I know y'all girls' main character energy get down different, so I ain't mad
You know
at
what
it.
I'm saying? Listen, we recorded episode 3 on Sunday. That joint about and 4.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
got 2
Mm-hmm.
special guests. One is
Mm-hmm.
right
Mm-hmm.
here.
And one of them is me, y'all. So
They
look for
about to
that.
see how much you love black women. Know what I mean,
I'm gonna
you about to
definitely piss
change
off
the
some black
whole
women in that episode. I
narrative,
ain't gonna hold you. I'm
huh?
gonna definitely piss some black women off in that
I
episode.
mean, you might.
They
Sorry,
know my I guarantee it.
you might
That's
piss
not my
one. You might
goal.
piss
I
one of
just
the
know it's
main
gonna
characters
happen.
off on that episode,
It's not my goal. I just know it's gonna happen because at the end of the day, not everybody gonna be willing to accept the truth. That being said,
or your
I'm
truth.
very much looking forward to recording with y'all, being on y'all podcast. You heard me? I'm so proud
Hey,
of
that
y'all, man.
part.
I'm so proud of y'all. I'm so very
Thank
proud of y'all. Y'all
you.
cranked out 2 really
Look
good
and look. You
episodes
gotta
already.
do. You get to do the actual toast in person
Oh,
when we end
word.
the episode. I mean, because we got it at the end of the episode. I don't know if you heard it,
Yeah, I
but
did. I
yeah.
did.
So then you get to actually do it on the episode. Gonna
Oh,
be like, y'all
that's
love
fire.
that. So now we got the person that did the intro, Star,
Yeah, Star, do the
and then
intro.
it will be you on there too. So
All right, that's a bet.
she
Oh,
ain't she
that's
ain't gonna
lit.
do the intro there, but you know.
That's lit though. Absolutely, Star. Yes, I know some fraternal twins as well. I mean, so people just weird, man. People just what they say. Ignorance is bliss, I guess, man.
Well, that's my
Um,
twin, and we not gonna stop saying twin. Sorry, no.
so speaking of
Oh, go ahead.
content that we prior did together, shout out to Mr. Know It All. I was on there for episode, what was it, 221.
Yep.
Yeah, and we was having a conversation, and somehow we got on the point of, we were talking about the Sinners nominations, the Sinners Oscar nominations,
Hmm.
and my good brother, Mr. Know It All, made a comment that I ain't necessarily going to repeat right now because I didn't like it,
Please don't.
but it wasn't favorable towards the
Mm-mm.
NAACP awards, and we were and the point I was trying to make was that, you know, it's not that I don't respect people who get Oscars or all these other different awards. It's not that. It's the fact that we know that these institutions historically don't favor us. The Oscars have waited so long just to give the first black man and woman an Oscar. And even that wasn't completely
For
clean because the roles that they had to get
actor
for it.
and actress of the year, because
Act,
it was people that got
yes,
supporting actors.
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for putting that fact
Mm-hmm.
out. So that specific award,
Yes.
right? Like which is really right, like the most prestigious award to
Yes, it
get.
is. Mm-hmm.
It took so long for a black woman and a black man to get those awards. So, like
Which
at
I
the
think
end
the
of the
woman should have
day,
got, but that's another story.
right? Like, and we done went through the whole Oscar so white phase and all that kind of stuff. And I am one of those people that, as much as I would like for us to have equity, not so much equality, but equity, I know certain places ain't never gonna give it to us, and there's nothing we can do about it. That okay. Quick segue. I promise I won't take up too much of you guys' time. That I brought that up. So if you follow me on Facebook under Not Charles, I had mentioned this whole thing about this black comic book that I said for people who buy black comic books and people who like particular black stories, or fans of the Static Shock cartoon and the character Static, they need to go buy this book, right? Because DC Comics, the company responsible for Superman, Batman, Flash, the Justice League, so forth and so on, them and the company who created Static and multiple other characters are having some kind of issues to a certain extent, right? So that's why you don't see a lot of Static comic books, or people who said they want a Static movie, you haven't seen it made because there's still some legal red tape to cut through. So it's only two ways that can go. It's only two ways this can be resolved. Either Milestone decides to sell they intellectual properties to DC for what they think it'll be worth, or they do a whole new deal that means, you know what I'm saying, kind of like how Sony and Marvel split Spider-Man, they could maybe work out a deal like that. The problem is Milestone don't have the leverage to make that kind of deal because it's like, well, we was publishing y'all stuff. So now without us to publish y'all stuff, what's going to happen to it? So that's why that book needs to do well. In fact, I might have a copy of the book around just to put it on screen because I bought two copies because I don't talk about it if I'm not going to be about it. Um, yeah. So, boom, this joint right here. This joint right here, right? I know the glare is making it hard to see, but that being said, um, I do believe that people should go buy black stories, black comic books from independent companies, right? Because that money goes right back to the black creators. I absolutely believe that. I also believe that if you're a big fan of Marvel or DC, you should press them to push forward black characters. Fortunately, Marvel is way better at it than DC. Storm has an ongoing title. Matter of fact, she's on her third ongoing title right now. I bought issue one of that as well. Y'all don't know Storm. Y'all watch X-Men. Um, so, but it's been literally 1,000 days since DC had a black comic book, a black character as the lead of an ongoing comic book. 1,000 days, y'all. 2023. It's been since 2023. So, because we can impact what they do with our dollars, that's a different kind of fight. That's the fight where it's kind of like, if you want that, I say, let your money reflect that. However, when it comes to these Oscars, we get no say. No matter how much we go and buy, tickets for these movies, the movies will sell, the movies will do great, they will get critical acclaim, and then the Oscar awards will still possibly not give the awards that that movie warrants. Malcolm X commercially did really well, and Denzel didn't get an Oscar for that. Like, what are we talking about?
Black
So
Panther did really well and didn't get an Oscar.
Chadwick Boseman did not get an Oscar for that. They only gave them an Oscar for costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So you
And
see what
I
I'm
listen.
so I gave that long dissertation, you know what I'm saying, partially to plug my nerd side in, but also partially to describe the difference between seeking validation from somebody who's not entitled to give it to you and using your purchase power to get
Mm,
what you want.
mm, love it. Yes.
There's a difference. There's like, if we shop in stores and we want black products, once we see a black product in there, we got to decide to support that product.
Mm-hmm.
The Oscars have no such thing. So no matter how much we support this movie made by a black creator, they don't have to give that black creator, actor, screenwriter, costume artist, anybody that's part of that movie, they don't have to give them an Oscar. And more often than not, they do not give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
That is the track record.
Mm-hmm.
So while we should celebrate their nominations, we should celebrate when they do win, absolutely. We should not be crestfallen and heartbroken when they lose, because the track record is, it's not set up for us to win.
That part.
I don't watch the awards.
Me
I
neither.
don't. I don't
Well,
watch the I
last
don't
time I
watch the
watched it was when
awards.
Will smacked Chris Rock. I just so happened to turn to it, and that's what happened because I was waiting to see when Will was going to win. You know what I
Okay.
mean, for King Richard, and I
Mhm.
happened to be watching it, and they was like, "Oh, Chris Rock is on." It's like, but Not to go down that rabbit hole,
Right.
but I'm just saying, like, that's probably the last time I actually looked at it. And before then, I didn't used to watch it. I just so happened to be looking at it because I was trying to see, if Will was going to win
Right.
um, for King Richard. Because my thing is, I don't personally care anything about the Oscars, right? But the actors and actresses do. and
Absolutely.
it's and it's one of the highest honors for anybody who
For their
makes a
career.
movie,
Yeah.
actors and actresses. So when those people win, I am happy for those people, right?
Absolutely.
If they don't win, I am not depressed about it. I am not disappointed. I am not screaming injustice. The one thing I always said about the Oscars is that these movies that win, most of them, I've never heard of them.
Okay.
And then when I try to watch them, I'm like, what the hell was good about this? You know what I'm saying? But I said something today. I said, I love the fact that Michael B. Jordan was as happy about winning Best Actor and Entertainer of the Year from the NAACP Awards as he was when he won that SAG. It
Yep.
was equally important. He showed up, he was
Absolutely.
dressed nice, he came with his family, he gave a speech, he was appreciative, he was humble, he was grateful. You know what I mean? He felt a win was a win. And my thing is that I would like for us to get to the point where if you only win a NAACP award, that is
It's good
enough.
enough. Same. Same. That was exactly what we were saying on Mr. Know It All. We are not trying to discredit any other award ceremony in terms of the importance of or when you win. We're not discrediting it. Anybody else, when you, no matter what award is won for sinners, I clap.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I
If
think they
it's
deserve it.
costume, you're gonna clap. I mean,
I'm going to
because
celebrate. I'm going to be
somebody put
happy
effort
for them.
into that. You know,
But if
I'm
they
hoping the
don't,
banjo player wins. Shameless plug, real quick.
respectful.
Even though I have not watched the movie, but this is a shameless plug. My uncle Randy Bolin actually, he's a guitar player, music director, and all that, right? The
Hmm.
banjo player, he actually worked, helped him to learn to play so he can play the role in the movie. My
Okay.
uncle, my blood uncle. Yes, shameless plug.
Hey man, shout out to Unc. Shout out to Unc getting him right.
So if he wins for that, I'm
Shout out
like,
to Unc getting Miles
that's
Canton
kind
right.
of like my uncle helped him get that
That's
Oscar.
what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying.
saying?
Shout out to Unc getting Miles
Yeah,
Canton right. Shout out to Unc.
yeah.
Um, but again,
Miles Canton, yeah, that's the name.
I
Yeah,
would be absolutely thrilled at the awards that they win for sinners at the
of
Oscars.
course, yeah, absolutely.
And I know some of my friends disagree with me, but but again, it's not something that we can do anything to change about. There was the hashtag Oscar So White
Hmm.
campaign from years ago, right? So then they was like, oh, well, that hurt our feelings. So let's give a couple of more Negroes awards. And then the year after, it went right back to normal form.
Yeah,
Snub,
it was the
snub,
Jada Pinkett
snub, snub.
boycott. Remember? Remember
Yes,
when she boycotted? Because she said because it was the year that she boycotted, there was not one
not
black
one.
movie.
Not one.
And everybody was like, "Oh, you just doing that because your husband ain't getting nominated." Let me tell y'all here in 2026, that was false.
It was
Concussion
false.
couldn't even have been nominated that year.
That's a
So her
fact.
boycott had
Had
nothing to
nothing to
do
do with
with
Will.
him.
And y'all know me, know I don't defend Jada for
I
nothing, but
know, but I'm
facts is
saying like we
facts.
gotta start keeping
Facts
it
is
real.
facts.
That she was literally standing up for our people. It
She
had
was
no.
though.
They're like, oh well, now you want to boycott because your husband ain't getting nominated.
Nope.
Her husband could not have been nominated. That movie missed the deadline for
Yep.
that year that she was saying that. She said because when she looked at the categories, there was no black movies at all, and she said this is the second year in a row. It had nothing to do with her
Mm-hmm.
husband. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to also point out, because she got a lot of flack for this, she ain't never tell y'all to boycott. She said, I
Yep.
can no
Yep.
longer support the Oscars.
Yep. Yep. Facts. Facts.
But
Go
guess
look it
what?
up if you need
If
to.
it if it had been, that she wanted to boycott because they ain't put her husband in the category.
I wouldn't have
That's
been
a good
mad at
damn
that.
reason too. I don't give a damn. You
I
either
wouldn't
want
be
black
mad at
women to
that.
stand up for black men or you don't. Because
Slide for
listen,
your family, slide for
like
the
what are we
members.
talking about?
You
But
gotta
that
slide
wasn't
for
the
the
reason.
members.
Just
But
to
that
be
wasn't the reason.
no,
Facts.
no, it
So
wasn't the reason at all, and she never even mentioned that. So
she
they
didn't.
just assumed. You know what I mean?
It was just a way to discredit what she was doing.
Yeah.
But like that's the point that I'm trying to make. You had the
Mm-hmm.
whole hashtag Oscar so white, and then they
Mm-hmm.
catered to us for the very next one, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, all right, back to form. And then it seems like every 2 years they'll show the Negro some love, so that y'all don't go back to Oscar so white again, and so that we'll be pacified.
Yeah, because they even let what's his name? The year that Will smacked Chris Rock,
Mm-hmm.
Will Packer
Will Packard.
directed the entire
Yes. Yes.
the entire show.
Yes. Yes. Which is why that whole scene was so catastrophic. Um,
Wait till the
but
black
yes,
man directing the
so
action.
at the end of the day, and like Ty just said, I'm not telling y'all not to watch or not
Right,
to
no.
support the
Mm-mm.
Oscars. I'm telling y'all why I don't. I'm telling y'all why I don't care that black people who deserve awards for their movies don't win Oscars, because I expect it. That is my expectation, for them to get gypped, for them to get
Mhm,
snubbed, for them to get robbed. If they don't, it will be a pleasant surprise. I will be gladly wrong. I'll
mhm.
be happy to admit I was wrong. But look at me.
Well, 16 nominations is major.
I ain't finna hold my breath. So if they went 0 for 16, I'm not finna just
Like,
oh, riot, social injustice. There will be blood. I'm not finna do that, bro. I'm not.
well, it definitely.
I'm
I
not. I
don't
don't
see them.
expect them to go 0 for 16
Yeah, I'm about to say I
realistically.
don't because
I don't
and
expect
that's
that,
the other thing about
because
the Oscars,
volume
right?
just in the law of averages tend to
If
work
they
out
would
in life.
give they give black people supporting actress. And this
Yes.
is the thing I want to say, right? This is a major thing I want people to really pay attention to that happens at the Oscars when it comes to black people. And I never understood this. You listening? We will win for best screenplay, but not best movie.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Like
get it.
what do we think screenplay is?
Like straight out of Compton, best screenplay,
Mm-hmm.
but not best movie.
Because it's like anything to keep you from getting the most prestigious of
That's what I'm
awards.
saying. I don't. That's why I be telling people like I don't understand y'all fascination with this. Like I get it is the highest thing, the
Yeah, it
highest
is. It is.
award you can win when it comes to movies and acting.
Yeah, when it comes to the
Whatever.
field.
But at the same time, are we making movies to win Oscars, or are we making movies for our culture? I don't feel like when Ryan Coogler made Sinners, he was like, "This is gonna win an Oscar."
Mm.
I think that the Oscars had no choice but to,
Acknowledge it.
acknowledge Sinners because of the success of the movie. But I don't
That's a
think
good
that
point.
he made the movie like so. The thing that Keith was trying to say was when you win an Oscar, it opened doors for you that the NAACP awards cannot. Okay, but like you said, so a lot of people who never won an Oscar continually working in Hollywood, and guess
Absolutely.
what? Ryan Coogler is one of them.
Absolutely.
He hasn't won an Oscar yet.
Not yet.
Creed 1, Creed 2, Creed 3, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and now Sinners. Look how much money Sinners made. Look how much money Black Panther 1 and 2 made. And he's never won an Oscar.
Not one.
So it's not closing doors for him.
At all. At all. And even as Keith said, he's kind of being tabbed to be one of the next faces of
Mhm.
the MCU.
Yeah.
All without an Oscar.
As a young black man.
All without an Oscar.
Mhm.
So what we basically just saying is, man, Y'all should rock for the NAACP and those awards. That should be the validation. People who know what our art means. Like that's the part that I can speak for Ty when I say we don't get why y'all don't get that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it.
Because
If I make something for my people, why am I surprised when people who are not my people don't
don't
appreciate
get
it?
it.
I didn't make it for them.
But if I made this for you, like if life be life only spoke to a set amount of people, and when I pushed it out, the set amount of people only listen once other people started, once a celebrity posts me or once their favorite podcaster posts me,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna feel away.
Mm-hmm.
Because why you ain't just love it because I made it for you? You know it fits you. You know you rock with the concepts.
Because
You enjoyed
you
it.
gotta ride with Santa first. You ever heard my analogy about
Ooh,
Rudolph?
ooh,
You
talk to
gotta
me.
ride with Santa first. Rudolph
Ooh,
stayed all that time. They ain't
oh,
started liking Rudolph until they saw him ride with Santa. Because he was good enough with Santa, and now he's good enough. But there was nothing different about him. Now y'all want to play with him. Now he can join in your reindeer games because he got
ooh.
to ride with Santa. Because Santa saw his work, red nose and all. That's the problem. Y'all need people to ride with Santa first.
Let's go on to the next topic, man. My mind is blown. That was a mother effing bar. That was a bar. Whenever I drop the clips, that's going up. Because
Listen, it's the
dang,
truth.
that's
It's true.
crazy. You gotta ride with. Woo!
It's
I like
true.
it.
You gotta ride with Santa first,
Yo,
man.
that made so much sense.
What was the difference between Rudolph before he rolled with Santa and
Oh my
after he
god.
rolled with Santa? The fact that he rolled with Santa.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they like, damn, he ride with Santa. He gotta be somebody to be riding with Santa. Yeah, we was wrong. We need to get down with him now. Yeah.
That is literally the best explanation for getting put on that I've ever heard in my
Yeah.
life. That is the best metaphor for the importance of popularity and being put on that I've ever heard in my lifetime. Good Lord, that's a bar. That is a bar. You know what? I'm getting me another a soundboard so I could drop explosions and bombs for moments like that. Wow. All right, we about to go to the clip of the night, man, because I can't say nothing else on the topic after that. That was Hey man, shout out to BTG. They got cut off kings. We about to have shut down kings and queens over here, man, because
Shout out to
that shut the
BTG
conversation down.
over at Excellence.
That shut the conversation
Hey
down for
yo,
me
he
just
kept
now.
saying that during the episode. I'm like, yo, he's
Yes.
so
Shout out to BTG,
that
man.
theme
They
song though.
back. That theme song hard. The
Yo,
bridge.
I
This
told
is
them, I
the
commented, I said,
bridge.
nobody than me. This is the bridge. So I was like, yo,
That's
why
a
do I
fact.
keep singing it like that joint is in my head,
Yes,
yo.
indeed.
They
Shout out to
they
our
they
brothers
ate
over
they
there,
ate with
man.
that theme song, y'all. Like they
Shout out
really
to our
did.
brothers
Shout
over
out
there.
to them.
Welcome back, y'all. Glad to see y'all back with
Leveling
the
up.
content.
Yeah. I can't wait till Monday and see the episode.
All right. Let's
That damn unc is crazy.
man, listen, Unc is a legend, you hear me?
They talking
Unc
about who
is
the
a
most
legend.
popular one. I'm like, I mean, he got the slight edge. That's because Unc be outside though. He be outside.
That's because Unc clips go crazy.
His clips go crazy. He be outside. I love it, man. Especially when I was on there. I mean, plug
Yeah.
again. He the reason why we changed the name of the podcast. Because when he was like, everybody call themselves queens. Every time girls get together, it's always queens or ladies. Everybody do that. So, that clicked in my head. And I'm like, you know what? He right. I ain't calling this shit queens. I give them all the credit. I always give people credit. Like I give them all the credit in the world, for that. So shout out to them.
What was that? It's not.
They leveled up over there.
They sure enough did, and I love to see it.
Excellent.
I love to see it.
I'm like, at first when I was watching it, I'm like, is Faye saying that for real? Or was that like they throwing in there every time, every couple minutes? Somebody's, is a sound of him saying excellence. But then one time he said it a little different. I said, no, that's really him doing it.
Yup. Yup.
And Big Dan is finally in the room with everybody.
Right. How about that?
I'm joking. He was always in the room. He just was behind the
Yeah.
he just had the
They had
camera.
that set
I
up.
mean, when I was on the show, I was like, oh, I finally see you actually are in the room. He was like, yes, I'm in the room.
Why is it not
That was
coming
fun.
up? All right, but
Still one of my favorite podcast episodes.
I'll just do it this way.
When I was on there for 2 parts.
All right.
This is the bridge.
Hold on. All right, y'all. So this is gonna be our crazy clip for the night. Y'all let us know what y'all think about it, in the comments. And we'll give our opinions now live. But people be telling some crazy stories, man.
On tonight's conversation.
They love going on these mics to tell some crazy stuff. But I'll play this and y'all let us know what y'all think about it.
Decided to divorce.
Hold on. I want to see if I can get it from the beginning.
My husband decided to get someone pregnant. I decided to divorce and let him have her. Was I wrong to bust all in his face the night before their wedding?
When you say bust, we mean yes. Hold on. Tell me out.
What kind of bust? Like
Bust, spit splash.
Here's the hard.
All right. So without letting them get their bars off, because respect to them and all that they doing. This is not about their point of view.
This is our tonight's conversation tonight.
You know what I'm saying? We having the conversation about their conversation.
Tonight.
So for those of you who didn't get it, we'll repeat it again. I mean, I'll just sum it quite up. The lady talked about how her husband cheated on her with another woman. She decided to divorce the man. In fact, you know what? Nah, I have to play it right quick because there's actually something that I want to speak to very briefly.
Hard part about the whole situation. Whenever you're in a situation where you could one up somebody like, yeah, that's why I busted in his face the day before the wedding, it ain't gonna stop him from marrying her though.
Oh no, it didn't stop him from cheating throughout their marriage.
But what should have stopped you from giving him access to your sweet nectars, my love? A man that play with me can't have a conversation with me, let alone taste anything around these parts. I need you to have tossing and turning nights, remembering what I taste like because you'll never taste it again. And you let him play with you, disrespect your marriage, leave you, have a child, get engaged, get married to the side chick and still have access to you. You should have been such a distant memory to him that it was tearing him up, or you don't even care what it's doing to him because you done moved on so much with your life. I think that whatever you was hoping to achieve by, yeah, that's why I know on your face. What does that mean for somebody that likes to eat? He had a blast.
I don't think it was about him. I think it was just closure for her to be able to be like, he was up in this the night before his wedding.
That's a nice trophy in your collection.
But what happens when we sit in that spirit of revenge, what does it do for you if he still got married? You sitting there 20 years later like, yeah, I did this. He still got married. And until we sit in our truth and acknowledge what really happened, it wasn't just as simple as a lick back, right? Because this was your husband first. Your husband broke up your marriage by cheating on you, got someone else pregnant, and instead of him deciding, I'm going to fight for my wife, he accepted divorce, married the other woman. So whatever we say surrounding that, we could make all of the jokes of, oh yeah, I just wanted the revenge, but it was a piece of you that wanted a lick back ain't gonna do what you was really looking for.
She got a lick back. She did.
All right. I'll let you go ahead first, Ty, and then I'll go.
Poor thing. I agree with sis. That was not a lick bag. Like I never understood that, right? Because like she said, you still don't got the man. You did all that and you still don't got the man. It doesn't mean anything. Like they say, he ain't say, no, oh, she didn't mean nothing to me. Oh, we could work it out. No. He stayed with that woman. He married that woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now this is how I feel about revenge, right?
Okay.
To me, the best revenge is to remove access. And I say that because when you know the like a lot of people say, "Oh, I know my worth. I know my worth." You don't know your worth if you feel the need to get revenge, because revenge lowers your worth. Anything that you would have to do outside of removing access to yourself to get revenge is you lowering yourself. So is that really revenge? Because that person made you do something that's not even you. That's not even that lowers your worth. So if it lowers your worth, is it really revenge against them or is it revenge against yourself? Because all you really got to do is remove access. Because anybody will tell you if somebody really loves somebody, anything else you can do is temporary. But if you remove access for good, that's going to eat that person up. And this man still had access to her, even after all that he did. So while you thought you was getting revenge, he still got something he wanted in his mind. Even after all I did, she still let me taste it.
So I had a drawing thought in my mind just now. I was drinking my water and I was about to pour it on my face. What? I was about to sprinkle the water on my face and talk like I was the guy. And say, I still hit though.
But that's it. That's what it comes down to. So even in situations where women is like, but you got a little and you and what that mean? I still got what I wanted. You still gave it to me. Even at that's like she said, he cheated on you, gave you a divorce, had a baby with this woman, married this woman, and you thought revenge was to let him get off again, and it gave you some sick sense of something to be able to say, yeah, well, he might be your husband, but he still, you know what I mean? I still can get him. You still can get him to do what he did to you to begin with to somebody else. But that's the only thing that you get. Still going back to that woman. She's still his wife now.
So, a couple of things. First and foremost, everything I said is correct. I agree with it. I don't think there's a way to get revenge back when it comes to relationships. I'm a vengeful person in general. If you do some harm to me, I like to slide. I like to spin on you. If you do some harm to my family, I like to target you. I like to go after you. If I see you bully somebody, I like to attack and bully you. That's the kind of person I am. It's not good qualities. It's just who I am. I can be a very vengeful person. However, when it comes to interpersonal relationships, and I don't just mean romantic, I don't see the value in revenge. I really don't. Like outside of physical reprisals, right? You physically did something to me, so I physically respond. You know, you damaged my car, so I make sure that the cops come put you in jail. Like outside of those kind of things, I don't think there's a way that you can make revenge worthwhile in interpersonal relationships. Um, as Tyre said, you have to lower yourself. And I know some people, when they go low, you go to hell. I get it. But at the end of the day, a lot of times it doesn't do what you think it's going to do. More often than not, the shot airballs or bricks. More often than not. Especially because you have to literally sometimes debase yourself just to get the job done. Now, in a situation like this, where we're talking about, romantic relationships and sex and stuff like that, if a girl cheats on me, there's no way I could truly get revenge. So you leave. She said, he decided to cheat. I'll let her have him. Initially, that makes sense. You divorce, you get up out of there. Y'all want to be together that bad? Go ahead. But then you took pleasure in saying, "Oh well, you know what I'm saying. I split splashed on his face. You know, the morning of their wedding or the day before their wedding. And you literally went up there in front of a bunch of people to say this out loud, like you had the upper hand. All you did was embarrass yourself. Not even sure if you really hurt that other woman the way you wanted to, because clearly she's still with Bull. Also, what she said that they didn't, and this is my thing, and this might ruin my chance of ever getting on tonight's conversation. But y'all be missing context clues that be right in y'all face. Y'all be so quick to respond that y'all miss things that they are saying to y'all directly, because nobody called her out for continuing to sleep with that man throughout the duration of his marriage, when that woman said he was cheating throughout his marriage.
I thought the girl did call her out for that.
She just said given the access to the night before the wedding. She thought that's where it stopped, and that's where everybody's thinking it stopped. Is the night before the
marriage, or he was cheating throughout his marriage?
This is where what I mean by reading between the lines and they missing the context. Because here's the thing: if he was, so he's with the mistress now, right? Married to the mistress. She wouldn't be proud of squirting on this man's face the night before the wedding if this man was also sleeping with other women throughout the duration of his marriage. Right. She wouldn't have saw that as a lick back. She would have absolutely had to recognize that this man is winning. Okay. Because she would have just been one among the number. So the reason she was quick to throw that out there is because she's the person. And that's also how she knows he's doing that throughout the duration of his marriage. Absolutely. Because he's doing it with her. Yeah. These are the things that y'all be missing.
I thought the girl did say something about that though.
She just spoke about access in general.
She said a man that, that do me like that can't ever touch me again, or
Yeah, but even if she thought it was just the night before, that's still counted as touching you again, as getting to have, as she called it, your sweet nectars or whatever, especially since she's mentioned the whole, splashing on his face thing. So yeah, because otherwise,
I think they all thought it was, because even Lance Rose was like, she just wanted closure to, get her lick back the night before. Yeah.
Yes, they all missed the fact that this woman pretty much admitted that she still has been sleeping with this man throughout the duration of his marriage. So it never stopped. So not only did you not remove the initial access after you got your quote unquote lick back, play on words, you continue to do that because of the hurt that you had for what that woman did to you.
Right. So you're trying to get revenge on her.
Not just on, exactly. It's not even revenge on him. It's revenge on the woman. Mm-hmm. That is what they never covered. That's why I know they missed it.
I mean, I'm sure he wiped his face off when he went home. So
and that's what I'm saying. That's how I know they missed that context. That's how I know they missed that context.
Like he went home with it on his face. Like, look, like.
Well, no. People have said that because there's people who, you know, have said, you know, like when they know that somebody girl cheating, it's like, yeah, when you kiss that girl, you kiss the same lips that, you know what I'm saying, whatever, whatever. No need to get, you know, super vulgar or
I
whatever, but
mean, you
you
can
get
brush
that
his
gist.
teeth before you get home
I mean,
and watch
exactly.
his face.
But it's the mental image that this person has of, you know, feeling like, you know, you getting my leftovers. You know what I'm saying? It's the mental image that this person has of, you know, I got to violate you by being with this person that you think is just with you. Um,
Weird. He's still with her.
Definitely weird. But like I said, I could
He's
tell
still
they
with
missed
her.
that part. I could tell they missed that part. But also I want to mention right quick this whole thing that she mentioned about, you know, he didn't fight for you. Now, we about to wrap this episode up, so we can't get too far into this. But one thing that I truly do not understand when these conversations come up is the whole, you know, he didn't fight for her situation. If she asked for a divorce because he got caught cheating and he said, fine, whether he got with this woman or not, what else was he supposed to do? You didn't stand on your vows. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. And what you did hurt this woman, right? So if she says, I ain't finna stick around because of all that, then why should you talk her out of it? To me, I personally see that as accepting consequences for your actions. Now, granted, you might not accept accountability per se, but I
Well,
think that's chalking up the consequence, right? Like if you did a crime and you have to do the time for it, you might never say you sorry for the crime, but the fact that you don't go ahead and, you know, try to fight the case or get a plea bargain or, you know, have somebody appeal, that's the word, not plea bargain, that you don't get a lawyer to try to appeal your case, you just like, all right, that's what come with it.
so it's kind of like the movie Acrimony, which I think
I didn't
she's
watch it.
absolutely nuts. Um, yeah, she wanted the divorce, but she probably low key probably did want him, you know, like might have felt like he gave up too easy. Like maybe like, yeah, I asked for the divorce and you was just like, yeah. You didn't even try to say no, can we work it out, whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
don't get that.
then, huh?
Why are you supposed to do that?
Because you're the one that messed up.
That's why you're supposed to let her have it.
No.
Because you're the one that messed up. If
But
if
she
if
but sometimes it's like, yeah, you messed up, but then okay, you messed up. You threw this marriage, you know what I'm saying? Like you said yes to the divorce, and then you turn around and got with the person
Yeah,
that is
now
the
I get the wicked part of
reason,
that. I get how that's
right?
wicked.
That is the
I
reason
get how
for
that's
the
wicked.
divorce. And
I
then
get how
not
that's wicked.
only that, you turn around and married this woman. I'm not justifying the revenge at all. But what I'm saying is that's where the emotion came
No, no,
from.
no, 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 no. I get that part. I get that part. That's what I'm saying. This is separate from that. But I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot when I hear about situations where a woman asks a dude for a divorce and he was just like, okay. Oh my
You ain't
God, you
supposed to just
didn't,
say
you
okay.
gave up too easy. You didn't fight, even when
Yeah,
it's not cheating being involved. He gave up so easy. He didn't
yeah.
fight for me. What?
Because that just means what they always say. Men usually won't be the one that filed for divorce, but they might really want it. So if he easily said yes,
No, I don't
okay,
even agree. I don't even agree with that.
okay.
That if he just says yeah, especially if he did something wrong. That's one thing when you blindsided, right? You thinking y'all happy, you thinking everything cool, and then one day she comes home and says, I want a divorce. If you just gave in easy, then yeah, there's something else going on in the background. Not even necessarily saying you cheating, but like you were alluding to, you've checked out of this
Mhm.
already.
And that might have been what happened.
But
He
what I'm
gave up
saying,
too easily.
but what I'm
After the
saying
yes.
is in general, but my thing is when you know that something is wrong, right? It's different when you know that something is wrong. And clearly this man who was cheating knew something was wrong. So but even if it's not infidelity, you just know that something is wrong with your marriage. Things is not going well. and you're not happy, she's not happy, and she says, I want a divorce, and the man says, all right, I understand. It's like, oh my God, he didn't love you because he didn't love me because he didn't fight for me. What do you mean fight for you? You said you want out.
No, we don't agree here.
We don't, and I don't, because I don't understand what the whole thing is. I don't. People always
If
say
a
don't
woman
fight.
said
People
she
always
wanted
say
a
don't fight
divorce,
to keep nobody who don't want to be kept. So if you're telling somebody, not just a random breakup, or I think maybe we should see other people. If you went and filed for a divorce, or you're saying that you're going to file for a divorce, that's not no light thing to say. So
now
if some
filing and saying you're going to file is two different things.
okay, so let's just go with saying you're going to file. Let's just go there. I want a divorce. I'm going to file for a divorce. Or even asking him to be the one to file for a divorce. I want a divorce from you. I no longer want to be married to you. And the dude just says, well, all right. Why do you want to try to convince somebody who doesn't want to be married to you to stay
Because
married
you
to
still
you?
want to be married to them, but you still love them, because you don't
But
want to
they
be
don't want
split
to
up.
be with you.
I mean, sometimes people say that, and it may.
Ah, nah. See, nope. See, and
No, wait a minute.
that's the nonsense. That's the
Wait.
nonsense. You
Let me
about to say
finish
some.
my statement.
I'm gonna let you finish.
What I'm saying is, that might be how they feel. For okay, let's say somebody said,
Not an excuse.
I want a divorce, right? And their reasoning is because I feel like this person doesn't love me anymore, right?
Okay.
Their feeling could be wrong. They could
Okay.
express that to their husband, who then says, I absolutely do still love you. I absolutely do still want to be married to you. And then they might can work it out. This happens all the time where people get fed up for whatever reason because they don't
It does.
communicate. And then when it gets to the point of, oh damn, hold on. Oh damn, I'm about to lose her. What happens? They start trying to fix it.
And
So in
see,
her mind,
and
if you didn't
see,
even try to fix it,
and
what
see,
does that say?
here be the other side of that. When that happens, it always gets held against the person of, oh, you didn't really do nothing until you thought you was about to lose it.
I mean,
Now you
that's
want to,
immature.
now you
Because
want to,
married people, get to the point of saying, this ain't gonna work, legally separated and get back together all the time because they start communicating, they start realizing, oh, this is where we went wrong and this and that. So I think in her case, it's saying you just was like, all right, you know what I mean? You didn't say like, no, this cheating had nothing to do with you.
well, no, no,
I
no, no,
really
no.
want my
That's why I
marriage.
said I did. That's why I didn't want to make it about her case
Well, no,
specifically.
well, no, I'm not making it about her case, but I'm just saying in a case like hers, that is probably where the emotion came from. You just walked
But
away
she didn't
because
even
that's what
say
I
it.
said.
Mind you, the woman who experienced it didn't even say it. The chick on stage said that whole fight for you thing. And that's the thing that I hear women talk about a lot, which is why I said I wanted to speak
I've
on that
heard
part.
men say it.
Because I hear women
You're
talk
not
about
willing to
that.
fight for this marriage. You're not willing to fight for this.
Yeah,
I've
I
heard
hear
men
women
say it.
talk about that a lot. And I'm like, you told that man you went out.
But I've heard men say that when women say they went out.
Well,
You wasn't
so I'll
willing to
apply it to
fight.
them too. If you say to your spouse you want a divorce and they don't sit here and try to talk you out of it, then you should be happy because you got what you asked for. I do not believe in making permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. That's why if you sign on for a marriage, which you said was death till death do you part, you said that. You agreed on those terms. That if it finally comes to the day where it's like, man, this is so bad, I can't wait for death. I can't I can't sit around and spend the rest of my life in this situation because the situation is so bad that I have to leave it. And that's a thing. Let me be clear. That's a thing.
I can't wait for death is crazy.
That's a thing.
I hear you, but sheesh.
Well, no, when I say I can't wait for death, not like I'm hurrying up for it, but like that's in essence when you saying you're
No,
gonna get
I
divorced,
know
that's
you
what you're
didn't mean
saying.
it literally. I'm just saying that's wild.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You saying I know I said till death do us part, but I don't want to wait for death. I don't want to spend the rest of my life here
Mm.
until I die. No, thank you.
But I think that's what I'm saying. I feel
So
like
so
in
so
this
that's what a divorce
situation,
is.
because
So,
he married the woman that he cheated with,
but again, that's
he
why I said
might
I'm
have been
not
in
meaning
agreement. He might
just
not have been mad about a divorce. He might have
well
wanted it
obviously
himself
he
and just
wasn't.
didn't want to be the one to do it.
Obviously he wasn't because he still got
Yeah.
what he wanted all and
But no,
everything.
I'm saying that's why he wasn't willing to fight, because he was
Well,
like,
yeah. I
he
mean,
didn't
of
want to
course
be
not.
there
Yeah.
anyway. So that's going
Plus,
to
he still got what he
bother,
wanted in the end.
right? But
But
that's going to bother the woman. Like, damn, I was married to you. You just was like cool, and then you went and married somebody else.
and that's understandable.
But
And
then
that's
it gave her
understandable.
some kind of satisfaction, like he still want me.
Yeah, and that's understandable if especially if they married the the cheating
Yeah, that's
partner.
what I'm saying. So that's what happened here. So
So
that's,
I get that, but I'm just saying in general that whole thing because again, like the woman who was telling the story didn't say, oh, he didn't fight for me. Somebody else who was speaking on that situation said he didn't fight for you because I hear women say that a lot. You saying that men say it too. That when they say they want to, when they tell a woman they want a divorce, the woman says, "Yeah." He's like, "Dang, she didn't even fight." I just feel like that's like that whole breakup to makeup thing. We
no, I'm
too.
saying they also say, like, if a woman, is like, I'm done. Oh, you're not gonna fight for us. I'm saying, like, that's just a thing that people say when they don't really want it to be over, even
Then
if
don't say that like that. I'm sorry. I don't jive with that. I'm not gonna ask for a divorce out of something I still want to be in, regardless of how hard it is. If I still want to be
I
there,
think some people
and
think
I
that
hope
makes
that
people
you
wake up
still want to
though.
be there. If
It
I
makes
still
it
want to be in
because
it, and
some
I hope you
yeah.
still want to be in it, I'm not going to give you a reason to say you don't want to be in it, or basically not just give you a reason, give you the reason to say I'm out. I would sooner ask if you still want to be married. If that's where my questions are, do you still really want to be in this with me? I would just sooner ask that question because at that point, I know what I'm dealing with. That maybe it is just me who wants to stay in this marriage and you really don't. You've already checked out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a different situation as opposed to when you say you want a divorce, you're telling somebody it's over for me. And because it's over for me, I want it to be over with us. It's like a breakup times 10,000. Because
No, all I'm saying is every time somebody say
I'm,
that that doesn't that's not always the final outcome, because
oh, no,
somebody,
no, it's definitely not always the
yeah,
final
because
outcome.
usually, because the person that is said to, if that's not what they want, they will be like, no, we gonna fight for this marriage, we're gonna work it out, we gonna, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But if that's
I
not how
get
they
that, and I agree
feel,
with you.
then cool. But a lot of times when somebody says that, then it's like, whoa, no, I don't want no divorce. I wasn't trying to lose my family. Let me figure this out. You know what I mean? And
And,
that's
and
just everybody. Only time people really do concede is if they felt like that's what they wanted to do, and they just didn't want to
and
be the one to
and
do
that's
it.
where we disagree because even if I want to stay with you, if you ask me for a divorce, I'm not fighting you on it. You don't want to be with me no more.
Then essentially, in their mind, that's you giving up. You didn't even try to
What
fight.
is there to give up? You said you quit.
You didn't try
You
to
said you
fight.
quit.
You didn't try to fight.
Fight what? You quit.
No.
If you quit, what do you mean
Was any
no?
paperwork filed?
It doesn't matter.
Did you
You
get
quit.
served?
It
It's
doesn't matter.
literally a
You
statement.
quit.
It could be a temporary statement.
No. See, and that's irresponsible. That's irresponsible.
I'm not saying
as
it's
hell.
not, but it happens
No,
every day.
so then whatever comes with that is purely on you. That's not because a person didn't want to be with you. That's because you said you quit, and that person accepted
it. If I was married and my husband said, I want a divorce, if that's not how I felt, if that's not what I wanted, I'm not just gonna say okay. I am not.
I'm not begging nobody to stay with
I'm
me
not.
who
I
don't
ain't
want to stay
saying
with me.
begging.
I'm not
But I'm not
asking
just going to
anybody. I'm
concede
not
because that's what you
convincing
said.
anybody. I'm
I
not
want to know the
convincing
reason.
anybody who doesn't want to be with me
I want to know the
to stay with me.
reason. This is the thing. I want to know the reason because the reason could be something that's not even the case of what's going on. The reason could be something that can be worked on. That's why I want to say okay.
My thing is we grown and we got to have conversations about things. So if you're unhappy, come talk to me about why you're unhappy. Tell me you're unhappy. Tell me you don't feel loved. Tell me you don't feel safe. Whatever the thing is.
I'm telling you that when I tell you
Nope. See, you can't just use. Come on, man. Divorce
but
is
that's
that.
the
See,
reason
that's the
why I'm
problem.
saying it.
That's the problem. Is that it's too trivialized. It's too trivialized. It's too trivialized, man. Divorce is too trivialized. The word even is too trivialized. If you think that it's okay, and I'm saying you personally, of course, but if a person thinks that they can say the word divorce and it then becomes the other person's responsibility because they love you to talk you out of it, no, you're being completely unfair. And you're being completely irresponsible because you are saying, I get what you're saying, Star, and Star, you're saying what Taya is saying, that people say it to see the fight or the change. But the thing is, you're saying you quit. And I need people to just really just accept that truth.
I quit. You ain't got no paperwork.
It doesn't matter. You said you quit. If I'm on a team and my teammate says they quit, I no longer want you as a teammate because what you proved to me is that you're a quitter.
Even if I quit because of you,
then we not teammates no more, and I'm gonna let you go play for another team.
I don't want to quit.
You
what part of that don't you get?
You quit.
If a woman or person is falling short, and I said this on Main Character Energy podcast, I said if I would have an open door policy for somebody to come to me if I wasn't doing X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. But you can't use that as a reason to cheat.
I agree.
But what we're saying is that if my husband came to me and said, I want a divorce,
that's not the same thing as saying that they have that's what I'm saying. That's you saying you quit. If you have a problem with me as a teammate, tell me you have a problem with me as a teammate. Because and tell me what the problem is so I can fix it. Right?
But if somebody came to you and said, I quit, and then
you don't want to be on my team no more.
You said, why?
I don't have to ask you why. You don't want to play on my team. Why? No, I don't, because you don't want to be here anymore.
But you need to know made that decision. Because you might can change my reason.
No, see, this is what I'm saying. No, that's unfair.
That you're doing.
It then come talk to me about what I'm doing. The same way you say you have an open door policy. I have an open door policy. You know what I'm saying? Why are you with somebody who you can't even tell them about the things that you don't like about them, right? So let's just assume that as adults, we can have conversations about.
What if they did tell you the things they didn't like, and you didn't do anything about it, and they finally got to the point of like, I done told you I can't do this no more. You still gonna be like, okay, cool, or you gonna say no?
Wait. That's perfect. That's perfect. So here it is. You've told me all the things that you don't like that I do. And I'm continuing to do them despite the fact that you voiced your opinions. And you got to the point where you can no longer stand the things I do that you told me you don't like that I do, right? Then at that point, I should let you go because I'm not changing.
But guess what? I told you those things. What did I say?
Yes, and I didn't change those
Let's take it back
things.
to the beginning. What I said earlier. When people are in relationships and marriages, a lot of times, if the person is still there is no incentive to change. But a lot of times, when somebody feel like they're gonna
See,
lose somebody,
and this is the
that's
problem.
their incentive to change.
There we go. But see, this is the problem. It's not just incentive. I want to change the word to leverage. And that's what
Leverage
divorce is
incentive
being used.
is
No, 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 no,
had
no,
no
no.
reason to
Leverage and
do
incentive is
anything
two different
differently
things.
until
Leverage
you
and
thought
incentive
you
is
was
two
about to
different
lose
things.
something.
Leverage and incentive are two different things. Because you might never lose something, and I can incentivize you. I can incentivize you with gifts. I can incentivize
No,
you
when
with
I'm saying
praise.
when
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying
no. That's why I'm trying to tell you that incentive and leverage is two different things. Because I can incentivize you with praise. I can incentivize you with gifts. Leverage is taking something away from you, saying that you can't have this.
no, that's not what I was talking about. When I
What I'm
said
telling you is
earlier,
divorce is it is what you're talking about because I'm telling you
no.
divorce is
Listen,
leverage.
what I said earlier is that when people are in relationships and marriages, a lot of time there is not an incentive for them to change,
And I
right?
agree with you on that.
So that's my
But
point.
but what you
Say that
mentioned was about losing someone until they're about to lose someone.
yeah.
That's the leverage. That's what I'm trying to tell
Why
you,
is that the
Taya.
leverage? That's
Because
now
that's what
something that
leverage
makes that person
is.
want to change.
No, because that's what leverage is. Incentive is incentive. Incentive could be praise or it could be punishment, right? But leverage is never praise. Leverage is always removal. It's like an ultimatum. It's like a threat. That's what leverage is. I'm leaning on you to make you do something. Incentive is more like an inspiration to do something. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you can incentivize somebody with praise. You can't leverage somebody with praise. What you leverage is you'll lose this job. What the importance of your job. I'm
You have
leveraging the
no
importance of your
leverage unless
job.
the
I'm
person
leveraging
wants
the
to be
importance of the
there.
marriage.
But you have no leverage if the person doesn't want to be there.
So okay. I
That's
get
why
you
I
on that.
said incentive. Because, like I said, if I'm
No,
in a marriage and this person sticks with me, no matter what I do, I have no reason to change anything.
no, no.
But
And
if
I
I'm
get
about
that.
to lose this person, there's my reason to change.
But that's the leverage, is the loss. That's what I'm saying. It changes from incentive to leverage because you're not so much worried about the good things. You're worried
No,
about
that
I'm about to
person has
lose.
leverage, but you changing, that's that's now giving you the incentive to change.
No, they have the leverage for you to change. Them getting ready to leave is the leverage for you to change. That's what it is. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Is that divorce is not a cookie you could put on the table and take off.
To be clear, I'm not saying that would be if I'm one of them people.
It's like
Don't
Russian roulette.
say you want them to leave. Don't ask them to leave. Don't kick them out.
And
Nothing.
that's
Unless
all, and
you
that's
really
all I'm
want them to
saying.
go, because he might not come back. I say that all the time.
I
But
agree
I'm
with you.
just speaking for the purpose of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That is a thing. There's a lot
And
of times, take it off divorce. Listen, I don't want to be with you no more. Next thing you know, the man outside the door, oh, flowers, I ain't gonna be that man no more. This and that. That's what people mean when they say fight for your relationship. Because if you know you was wrong, and you know that the only thing this woman wanted you to do was to change these things that you wasn't willing to change, and you have a possibility of getting her back if you do that, there's nothing wrong with that. The only time I don't agree with people fighting is if you know you did not do anything wrong. But if you were wrong, you absolutely should try to fight if you're going to change and if you really want to be with that person. If you didn't do anything wrong, then no, I didn't
now,
do anything for you to want to leave me. So
and
that's something that's within you. And because I didn't do anything, there's not even anything I could do to change that. But if there is a tangible thing that you could do to change that and you want to stay there, that's the change you're going to make. And that's the fight. That's what it means by fighting. You didn't just give up and say, I'm not going to change anything.
But fighting can happen before a person puts leverage on you. The fighting for your marriage or your relationship is that person telling you, I don't like what you do, and you deciding to change it. That's fighting for your relationship.
But a lot of times people don't change it because you're saying you don't like it, but you're still here. Once the threat of you leaving comes in, now
thank you for saying the word. Thank you for saying the word. Thank you for saying the word. Threat. Not incentive. Threat. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. Thank you for saying
right. It. But that a lot of times will make somebody say, listen, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be different.
I agree with
we can work this out. All of that. That's what is meant by fight. But if a woman tell you, I'm not happy, you're not making me happy, you're doing this, I've told you time and time again, and you just be like, all right, you want to go? Go. I'm like, what the fuck? You ain't even
no. But it's not even. But see, here's the other part that you're missing. It's not so much about, all right, you want to go. It's the acknowledgement of me not being equipped to be who it is you need me to be for you. You're right. I'm not that mature. You're right. I don't put your feelings in front of me.
Why you don't want to change? That's the fight part. Is you
no. See, that's the thing. You can't change nobody. You can't change nobody, right?
No, I'm talking about you
because that's who that person wants to be. And we have to accept that about people. Some people are comfortable. If some
we have seen people do a whole 180 when their family was on the line.
Hold on. I'm not saying these things don't happen. I agree with you saying all these things. What I'm saying is, if I have to threaten you to change, first and foremost, if I have to threaten you to change, that's not you changing because you wanted to change. These changes should happen because I want to change for you. That's why I said the conversation about you telling me what's wrong and what you don't like about me being your teammate, about what's hard about being my teammate, that should make me want to change. That should make me fight to keep you on my team. Because I want you on my team. That's the fight. I'm changing. I'm going to give up. I'm going to give you more shots, even though I love shooting the ball.
Man, if they said, if you don't perform well, we're going to trade you tomorrow, you're going to play the game of your life.
That's a fact. And that's them using leverage. That's a fact. And that's using leverage. That is a threat.
No, because you don't want to be off that team.
But what it ain't, but guess what it ain't? It ain't incentive.
That's your incentive to play better.
It's not incentive. It's a threat. It's not incentive. It's a threat. It's leverage because they can trade me.
No, it's not
against my own will.
But it's your incentive to change.
No. It's their leverage. And this is what I'm trying to say about this whole concept. This whole concept of using divorce, using breakups as a threat. You're weaponizing it. Star even said it earlier herself. Y'all weaponizing the word, right? And you're weaponizing the intention that comes with it. So at the end of the day, it's not saying that people don't change because this thing isn't put into play, right? Like when people give ultimatums, it don't mean that ultimatums never work, that you never get a good outcome out of an ultimatum. We're not going to pretend like that's not the case. However, there are some people that just ain't going. If you give me an ultimatum, I'm not going.
Yeah, I don't like ultimatums.
Oh, okay. Well, what you think that is? What you think a threat is?
Well, I said I would not say I want a divorce to anybody unless I was literally at that point.
And that's what I'm saying.
Why someone would say this person didn't fight, because she said, I told him I want a divorce and that she could have him. And that's literally what he went and did based on her story. So that's where that comment came from.
No,
but if he ain't
the other
want
lady was
that
the one who
woman
mentioned
and he
that
wanted
he
that
didn't
woman,
fight.
it would have been, oh, I made a mistake. I don't love her. I don't want to be with her. We can work this out. But it seems like he was ready to go anyway. That's what I'm saying. That's why somebody would say you didn't fight. Because if a person didn't want to go, they would fight. I don't care.
I disagree with you. That's where we disagree.
If they thought it was any chance of saving that by them doing something, they would do it.
Nah.
I'm telling you.
Nah, that's not always true.
Nobody
There's
just
people who
walking
do
away
it
from a marriage because somebody said one person said I'm unhappy and went out. If that other person
that makes plenty of sense.
If that other person genuinely believes that this marriage is not over, that person is going to start the fight.
How is it not over when you quit?
Oh my God.
You said you quit.
No paperwork.
It don't matter. You said you quit.
It's words. They didn't file no paperwork.
Words matter. Words don't matter now.
People say that shit every day, B.
And it's something wrong. It's something, and that's the problem. That's the problem. See, it's that trivialization of it. That's the problem. Why people think they could do it.
People
say a lot of things every day, and it shouldn't be allowed to let slide.
People say I'm done with you every other week to each other.
Don't pump fake. Don't pump fake, because if that person decide but okay, so true. People say it all the time, right? But then you deserve whatever come with saying it. You got to handle it. That's not that person's fault. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you can't blame it on the other person when you said it. Don't say it if you're not going to stand on it.
Why did you accept
Don't say it if you're not ready for it.
Why did you accept it so easily?
Because you said it.
Why did you accept it so easily?
Because you said it. I don't understand. It's really easy.
What I said.
What?
What Chauncey said? I don't care what I said.
That's crazy. No, I'm not playing them kind of crazy games. I'm not playing them kind of crazy games with nobody.
I don't care what I said. No more.
No.
Exactly.
No.
I don't care what I said.
No. You either want me to take you. You either want me to take you serious or you don't.
I want you to take it serious, but
then it's over. Then it's over because you said it was over.
Because you throwing the towel in because it's like, damn, I ain't had to be the one to say it.
I'm not throwing the towel in. You are. I just agree.
You throwing the towel in too. You could take the towel from me and tell me ain't throwing the towel in.
You threw in the towel. You quit.
You could have picked the towel up.
Nope. That's not how it go.
Yes, it is.
That's not how it go.
It is for the person who's wrong.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
If you
just because
you
got
people, this woman pregnant.
Listen,
listen, because of what you did, you know what I mean? I want a divorce. Okay. No, hell no. You gave up too easily.
You got a whole nother woman pregnant.
You gave up too easily.
You got a whole nother woman pregnant, cuz.
Did I file for divorce?
You got a whole nother. Not only did you cheat on her, you got a whole nother woman pregnant.
That happens every day.
Why? There's murders happen every day. We're not gonna sit here and you're not gonna Cameron your way out of this. You're not gonna Rico your way out of this, B. BS happens every day. I'm not gonna not call it BS.
Hey, how did we get here? I don't even know.
It's BS. It's BS.
All because they said her husband didn't fight for her. That's how
that's what led to this. And I'm saying at the end of the day, I'm not saying that it's that what you're saying in terms of a person already being checked out, a person already being divested doesn't happen. I'm not saying that those are not things. I'm not obtuse. I'm not ridiculous. All I'm saying is what is wrong is to make that an automatic assumption that because you tell a person that you don't want to be with them anymore, whether it's a breakup, whether it's a teammate, whether it is whether it's if somebody in Podcast Philly say they out, I'm done, I quit. I want y'all to know I love each and every member of Podcast Philly. I truly do. But if there's going to be a committee of people asking you to stay, I'm not going to be on it. I'm not going to be on it because you said you want out. I'm not even going to ask you why. I still love you.
Why. If
I
you
still
came to
love you.
me,
I'm not finna ask why.
Listen, if you came to me tomorrow, said Taya, I've had a great time. I appreciate the shows and everything, but I can't be in podcast links Philly no more. I'm going to ask you why. Because
see, now I can't be in podcast Philly is different. Because if you're saying
all right,
I
well,
can't,
whatever you said, I don't want to be.
I don't want to be. Yeah. If you don't want to be,
I'm going to ask you why.
Cool.
Because let's say the reason is, well, I don't feel like I get enough time on stage. That's something I can fix.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't feel like you post enough of my clips. That's something I can fix.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say something that I can't fix, then I just gotta say, all right, cool. But I care enough and value you enough, then I ain't just gonna say okay. For example, when somebody left, right?
Mm-hmm.
They I appreciate the opportunity, but I got this going on, I got that going on, et cetera, right? Because they wanted you to know it wasn't nothing that you did. This is a decision that I made, right?
Right.
So now, in that instance, no, hey, you can come back whenever you want to if you change your mind, right? There's no reason for me to ask why. But if you just say, oh, I don't want nothing to do with y'all no more, I'm going to want to know why, because we've invested too much. I value the situation too much to not at least see if the reason is something that I can do something about, because I care enough to see if that's the case. But if you say something like, oh, because y'all ain't willing to pay me $5 million, then you got to go. Because I ain't got $5 million to give you. Ain't nothing I can do about that. So there's no reason of trying to convince you to stay. But if you say something that is doable for me, then I'm going to tell you that I'm going to make the effort to do so. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
would absolutely fight for you to be back in Podcast Link Philly if I thought it was something that I could do that would make the situation better and make you not have that same thought. But if you're asking something I know I absolutely cannot do, then I love you. See you on the other side. That's what I'm saying. That's what the fighting looks like. You at least ask, well, why do you feel that way? And you hear the reason and then decide if you can at least say, well, listen, if I did X, Y, Z, could we work it out? The answer is no. Then you say, all right, we done. I'm not saying every single day, oh, you begging to get this person back. I'm saying you don't just say, all right, well, you want divorce? All right. No, you at least have a conversation about the reason and see if it is something reasonable, something you might not be thinking about, something that you had so much going on that you didn't realize this was happening. And you're like, damn, I was doing that. I can do better there. Okay, can we work on this? If they say, I want to work on it, if you do this now, or we go to counseling, blah, 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 then that wasn't a person that was done. But if they tell you it's absolutely nothing that you could do, it's done, I don't want nothing to do with you, it's nothing you could do, no, you don't fight then. And I think that is the where we were having a disconnect is I'm not saying that if somebody tell you it's nothing that you could do ever.
No, I didn't think you were saying that. No, I didn't think you were saying that.
I'm saying that
when we were having the disconnect is that everything you just said, I wouldn't do.
Right, but that's why somebody would say you didn't even try to fight.
And they could say that all they want.
But that's what is meant by fighting.
And what I'm saying is they're bogus. What I'm saying,
like, what you mean?
What I'm saying
is, on stage? Cool.
That's what I'm saying is I'm not fighting with quitters. You quit. If you decide that you don't want to be there, there's a bunch of things that could have happened before that decision. If you don't like doing the Podcast Link Philly panel with the big dog, if you don't like me on the panel, and that's why you leave Podcast Link Philly, because you don't like being my panel partner, that's something they could tell me. That's something they could tell you, any one of the big three. The minute they realize they're unhappy with that situation, they could, because we're all adults, and should come talk to you or one of the big three and say, hey, listen, I get Nas part of this. I hate doing panels with Nas. Cool. Like, I love him. That's my man's. That's my dog. But doing panels with him, oil and vinegar. Cool. No problem. But if you're going to bail, or if you are so unhappy, that you feel like you need to leave, leave. People all the time saying, walk away from the things that don't serve you. I'm with it. Walk away from what doesn't serve you. But don't sit there and think that I am obligated to try to convince you to do otherwise, and that if I don't, it's an indictment about how little I actually care for you or how little I want you to stay. I don't want nobody from Podcast Link Philly to leave. I fucks with all of y'all. I actually love all y'all now. But whoever one day decides that they are out, hey, I don't want to be part of Podcast Link Philly anymore, I can still support your ventures while you do what you're doing with over there or whatever. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But if they just decide that they out, no explanations, like, man, the schedule don't work for me, or you know what I'm saying, this person and that me don't get along. Because again, that's giving me something to work with. You know, like, it's going to be hard for me to continue to keep doing this if I have to put up with XYZ. That's giving me something to work with. And that's fine. Like, if Ace had quit because he didn't like me making certain jokes back when we was doing 2 Kings 215, and I kept making the jokes, and he's like, he's done, then I'm not going to sit there and be like, nah, Ace, man, no, stay. No. I keep making the jokes.
You can stop making the jokes, though.
But this is what I'm saying. Me not trying to talk him into staying is not the not fighting. Me not stop making the jokes, that's the not fighting. That's where the not fighting is.
But you could talk him into staying by saying you're going to stop the jokes.
Nah, I should have stopped it. I should have been stopped it when he asked me to stop it. That's not fighting for him to stay. So he has every right to bail. Not even bail. He has every right to dip. Because he put out his issue and I disregarded his issue. So now once he gets to the point where he's like, bro, I told you about it. You keep doing it. I'm going. You know what, bro? You right.
Yeah, but you kept doing it while he was there.
Yeah. So I wasn't fighting. That was the not fighting. That was the not fighting for him to stay. That's what I'm saying. No. Y'all want to make it the not fight because they didn't convince y'all to stay. No, the not fight was whatever it is they kept doing that you didn't like. That's the not fighting.
But that's not at a point of fighting. You're not. You no reason.
It is. That's absolutely fighting. I don't know.
Right then and there. That's just a change.
No, that's absolutely fighting because change don't even happen overnight.
That's not fighting.
Yes, it is, and I'll die on that hill.
Now, me telling you I don't like something or I don't like the way you treating me, you not changing it is nothing to do with fighting.
Yeah, it's absolutely everything to do with fighting.
When you're trying to get someone to do something yourself. That's why they're saying you're not fighting. You're not even trying to convince me that this shouldn't be over.
You already made the complaint. That was you trying to get me to do something.
With 2 people in this relationship.
You already made the complaint to me that you don't like me doing such and such. Did you not? So if you're telling me you don't like me doing such and such, that's you trying to convince me to change it, is it not?
All night on the hamster wheel because no.
Man,
we're going to agree to disagree.
I guess so.
Because if somebody say, I don't want to be with you no more, and you just say, okay, How deep was the bond if that's all it took for you to be gone?
And that's
Not
unfair.
believe it there.
That's an unfair assumption. That's an unfair assumption.
What's the assumption you saying bye?
You said you're leaving.
So what?
This ain't no so what. You said it.
So what? I said
Don't
I'm
say
leaving.
what you don't mean and then expect
People say
somebody
what they
to
don't
have to
mean
do
every
double
day,
work.
B. The only reason why you trying to hold them to that is because you really want to go too.
No, you said it. Why
really
are we not holding adults to what they say?
You really want to go too.
No, why are we not holding adults to what they say?
But if it was something else, you wouldn't use that same
What else?
process.
What else?
I can't think of nothing right now because it's late. But if it was something else that somebody said, you know what I mean, that you didn't agree with or whatever the case may be, you would not just say okay or just concede.
If
or
you say you
whatever.
don't want to
You're
rap with me no more,
because deep down inside you felt the same way. And it goes back to your point. If somebody's telling you stuff is wrong and you don't want to change nothing, that's deep down inside you don't want to be there. You just don't.
I can agree to that.
You just don't want to be the one to say it. So that's where somebody would say you didn't fight. You didn't fight because you didn't want to be there no more.
They didn't fight in the marriage or the relationship or the friendship.
Well, whenever
that was them not fighting.
Didn't fight. Period.
That was them not fighting. Not convincing you to stay.
You didn't fight at all. You didn't fight in the marriage. You didn't fight after they said they didn't want the marriage. So you didn't fight.
So why would you fight after if you didn't fight during?
You didn't fight.
Why would you fight after if you didn't fight the whole time?
And then you went and married the person that caused all this to begin with.
Well, yeah, that person clearly checked out.
Because you wanted to be with that person.
Yeah, period. Obviously. He obviously wanted.
And if I didn't say I wanted a divorce, you still was gonna be messing with her anyway.
Yeah. But now he still is.
But that's why she said, I let him have her.
Which
he probably
is
did
weird.
Still want to be married to her. So like you said,
which is weird.
That was the woman on the panel assuming he didn't fight because
that's what I'm saying.
Went through.
But that's what I was saying. That was her assuming he didn't fight. And that's what I was saying.
Still said, I'm sorry. I don't want her. I want to be with you. And
you don't know that didn't happen.
You having a baby with the woman. I'm good.
You do not know that didn't happen because that woman did not say that.
He could have very much said that.
He could have.
I think
he could have done the fighting for her that you talking about.
The assumption was that he didn't fight,
and that's
because not only did he give her the divorce, but he went and got with that woman and then married somebody else. So that will lead somebody to infer that he didn't fight. Because, she told you she wanted a divorce, and what did you do? You went and married the girl you had a baby with.
But this all the more that's how
that looks. But then at the same time, you still sleeping with your ex-wife.
But that's why I said this whole assumption of not fighting thing was off base, and it didn't make sense. She don't know what that man said. She don't know what the conversations they had, because he could have very well tried to beg her to stay. He could have very well tried to talk her into staying, and she's like, no, you got a baby by another woman. I'm out. Y'all can have each other. And then because he had nobody and he already got this woman pregnant, well, shit.
I mean, I think that's how it went as well, but
that's what might as well stay here.
The thing that people will say when she just says, "Oh, I told him, we getting a divorce and blah blah blah," but then in the same breath, the day before he gets married to her, and all this time after you're no longer with him, you're still sleeping with him. So clearly, you still had something for him. He still has something for you, whether he's married to somebody else at all. And I think because of that led them to infer that, if he had tried to stay with her, she might have stayed with him. Because if you don't want somebody, you don't want them. You wouldn't have still been sleeping with him. You wouldn't even be still caring about what he's doing. So that's the other side of that. You know what I mean? That's why they said that. Because it didn't sound like it's over. It sounds like if he, didn't want this other person or whatever the case may be, they probably could have worked it out.
That's why you don't make blind assumptions. You ask questions.
Yeah. I mean, but it's a nice conversation, so no shade. No shade. No shade.
I don't know.
I mean,
that seems a little shady.
maybe if Kitty Rose had been the one that
she be on hers too sometimes.
I don't know. That girl be on point.
She do no. I enjoy her for the most part, but she have a couple of.
She be on point, and she hit you with the Bible verse in the second.
She be jumping off the ledge because she jumped off some dude the other day. We wrapping up, so we ain't gonna get into that. But she jumped on some dude the other day without having the full information of what he was trying to say. But this was a great conversation. If y'all don't take nothing from me tonight, don't say nothing y'all don't mean. You hear me? Don't say it if you ain't fucking mean it.
And don't bang with people that need you to ride with Santa first.
And don't, say it again. I don't even want to mess the lineup. Drop it again.
Don't bang with people who need to see you ride with Santa first. Rudolph's nose was always red. They didn't care about his nose being red until he was able to ride with Santa in that sleigh. Now all of a sudden he was good enough. He was always good enough.
Rudolph
Santa saw it.
Always good
and
enough.
They didn't see it until Santa saw it.
I gotta make that a shirt. Rudolph was always good enough. God damn.
Whoa. Hold up, man.
I'm gonna let you keep the ride with Santa part because that's yours. That's yours.
Well, I'm the one that just said Rudolph was always good enough.
Yeah, listen, it's gonna be a Life Be Life shirt. Don't worry, I'm gonna quote you on the back of it.
Yeah, Rudolph was always good enough. Author T.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
plan on quoting all my sources when I make me some teas.
Yeah,
sure,
like that's
sure. Put the episode down and everything. Don't worry about it.
I'm the one that got this is mine, logic over emotion. But listen,
that's raw and that's real.
Oh yeah, I'm always
Rudolph
logic
was
over
always
emotion.
good enough.
That's why I always get in trouble because it's logic over emotion. They was mad at me about my Jasmine Crockett stuff today. People start making side posts at me. We never stick together. Let me tell y'all something real quick. I am always rooting for everybody black. But sometimes I'm rooting for us to do things in the right way. You can't run a 60-day campaign against somebody that was campaigning for a year and a half or whatever, has the right amount of campaign staff, make sure that voters is informed of everything and think you're going to win. Your popularity is not enough to win. And that's where the problem was. Oh, I'm so popular. The polls said I would win. The polls is BS. The polls said Hillary Clinton was going to win. And this is 47's second term. That lets you know about the polls. So that's why when people say, "Oh, y'all never stand together," and it ain't about standing together. I'm rooting for sis all the time, but sometimes we got to be willing to take accountability and realize you can't cut the line because they don't want you in the line to begin with. So you got to do everything the right way. We got to do stuff the right way because they don't want us to have it. So you can't give them anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Come on, you asking them to extend the poll hours for 2 hours.
Talk about it.
They're not going to do that.
Hell no.
Supreme Court said no. Nope. We didn't have all these voter fraud elections and, people tampering with votes and all that. We doing it by the book. Poll, anything after 7 o'clock don't count. And she ain't lose by 2 hours worth of votes anyway.
Nah.
So, what are we talking about? Sometimes it's an injustice. Sometimes it's just us.
Chill, bro. Try to close the pod. They already bombing in Iran. You trying to bomb on Life Be Life? Relax.
All right, I'm done. My bad.
Turning this into the Hot 97 freestyle.
My bad.
No,
I get, man. Sheesh. I love my people so much, but emotion kicking our ass out here, man. The girls at the Smoothie King. You refusing to serve somebody because they're on a mega shirt and don't know why you got fired? They could sue Smoothie King for you refusing to serve them over something they had on.
I didn't even know that happened, but damn.
God
That's
damn.
a dumb play. That's a dumb play.
Yeah, they got fired. And then black people talking about we boycotting Smoothie King. Boycotting them for what?
For doing what they were supposed to do.
Oh, we don't support pedophiles. Emotion, yo. You can't do that. They're not wearing a MAGA shirt because they support pedophiles. For you to make that correlation is crazy.
But even if they was, it's not, you don't run Smoothie King. You don't get to pick who you serve.
Right, because if I come in there with a Fight the Power shirt and somebody say I ain't serving you, then what?
Yeah.
This is why I tell people you can't do things just based off of what you believe in.
Facts.
Because the standard is the standard. If you start a standard that you cannot serve people because you don't like the messages on their shirt, you're not going to like it when somebody don't want to serve a black person because they got a fist on their shirt. Or a black or Huey Newton on their shirt. Oh, you're promoting police brutality. You're not going to like it. So you can't agree with it just because it's something that you don't believe in. Because the standard don't change when it's something else.
That's a fact.
That's the logic over emotion. Yeah, okay, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm hanging up this call on you because you're a Trump supporter.
Right.
I will be fired.
Yeah.
And they could sue my company for that.
Sure
that
could.
was dumb. Y'all want to go viral for BS and then want me to boycott Smoothie King. I don't even go to Smoothie King, but right. If I find one, I'm not boycotting it because y'all are foolish. All right, now I'm done. Rant over. Oh, one more thing. I told y'all on Tuesday that 50 Cent was going to come out, and I called it exactly what he said.
You absolutely
Surviving tip.
You absolutely did.
I said, leave that man alone because he ain't responding because everybody forgot about your sexual assault cases, but he did not. And y'all kept poking the bear. He said, all right, I ain't gonna say nothing else. I'm currently working on a T.I. and Tiny.
I'm about to say, y'all knew that man wasn't gonna make no music. Y'all knew that man wasn't gonna make no music.
Like, and then look, he's so petty. Hashtag new music. This the new music, y'all cooking.
Pretty much. Ain't gonna like that tune for sure.
That boy is crazy, yo. I literally said that on Tuesday. I knew nothing about it.
You did. I saw you post that.
And you see T.I. talking about, I ain't raised King like that. He went too far talking about his dead mother.
Yeah.
You're backpedaling. Because somebody said, yo, y'all got some skeletons in your closet. This motherfucker will dig them up.
I don't even think that's backpedaling. I think he genuinely didn't agree with that. I think he genuinely didn't agree with that.
Yeah, he ain't say nothing when it went on.
I mean, he said something to him personally, but because of how things went, you know what I'm saying? He said that, yeah, he didn't want to publicly try to embarrass him, but once he saw the t-shirts and all that, he was like, yeah, no, you gotta cut this out.
And the t-shirts was doing the most.
Yeah, so
the t-shirts was definitely doing the most, but we all know in the beef there is no going too far.
Hey, I feel like me, you, and Cash have to have a conversation about that at some point. Cash about if there's such a thing as rap ethics.
No,
because people want to pretend like it is.
No, it's not.
That's another conversation. We 2 hours into this episode.
Yeah, ask Styles P and them. You know some of the stuff they didn't say. They started the Sorry Miss Jackson. People forget.
They sure enough did.
The Locks made the Sorry Miss Jackson song first.
Styles and Kiss definitely did that first.
Okay, so
that's a fact.
I'm not trying to hear it. Y'all just all sensitive now. That's all. There's no line in diss records. None. You say whatever the hell you want to.
That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
Exactly.
Just saying.
I left the condom on your baby seat. What? So that's nasty work. Don't one of y'all little niggas got sickle cell or something? Die slow.
Don't die. What?
What are we talking about? Y'all gotta grow up.
Hey, yo, start talking about something. Rudolph had allergies. You know what, Star? I love you, girl. You hear me?
I cannot.
You hear me?
I cannot.
You hear me? Star, I love you down. You hear me? You one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life.
Man.
I swear to
Her
God.
one lines are legendary.
Yes, absolutely.
She in the house she Tony Rock. Outside she Tony Rock. In the house she
Tony Braxton. All right, man. We've been out here too long, bro. We wrap this. We wrap this up. We're not gonna let Star drag us out for another hour of foolishness. Star, thank you for joining the chat. Everybody who joined in the chat. Oh my God.
People like this show.
Oh man. Fobs, I appreciate you, broski. Oh man. WAP.
Damn,
Maisha.
people still on here with us?
Huh?
People were still on here all the time with us?
I mean, some people dropped off. It was kind of like come and go a little bit. Pause. Yeah, Star, Fobs, Maisha, Keish, WAP.
Oh.
User, I'm not sure who you are, user, but thank you. Appreciate you. Who else we had on here? We had somebody else on here. It's Your World own. Not quite sure which lifer that is, but I appreciate you for tapping in. And if the young man from my son's aftercare program happened to tap in tonight, man, I'm gonna see you tomorrow when I come to pick my son up. Feel free to be honest and let me know how you felt about the episode. That being said, definitely shout out to A.C.E, my brother, who he always be. Shout out to the birthday girl and the mother of the birthday boy, the sponsor of the Two Kings 215 and Life Be Life and podcast, the owner of Simply Nashay Catering and co-owner of Second Line Express, and my best friend and Denver's mom, Keish with the Cakes. And for sure on behalf of, Taya the curator.
Author T now.
Author T, excuse me. Author T, because she's in our author bag, you know what I'm saying? As I always say, man, be smart, be respectful, be patient. That includes being patient with yourself. Be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people make that impossible, and that's fine. Forget those people. But make sure every single day to take the time to be kind to yourselves, because you cannot pour out of an empty cup. We love you too, Star.
Twin, where have you been?
Siamese twin. You heard?
Siamese twin.
You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all, man. Again, like, share, subscribe, drop your comments in the comments, and follow on Life Be Lifing, Life Be Lifing _9, and 9 Charles on Facebook. Also, Life Be Lifing on TikTok. So we'll see y'all around, and also make sure to check out Main Character Energy, Mr. Know It All podcast. All things podcast link Philly. You heard me? We'll see y'all around though.